Welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday. Happy last day of January 2026. And I've got a game pulled up on here. There's a man. There's a woman. There's another woman, I assume. There's a werewolf in the background. This is Raging Loop. We're starting with starting in general a game called Raging Loop today. A visual novel. Because that's what I'm apparently mostly known for. Which is fine. Could be worse things, right? I gotta start off with saying, before we click into play game, I strive to be 100% transparent. Always on the channel. Transparency is key, right? Always explain. If I'm playing a game and I dip into like having to look up a guide or something, I always tell you guys. If I have to do, I don't know, something else, I should have had more, at least a second example about transparency, but I don't. But what I'm trying to say is I'm a very transparent person on this channel when I'm playing games, so that everyone, as me and you head into this game, we all know the same things, basically. Well, you know everything I know. I don't know what you know. You could be watching, you could have already played this, you could have whatever. You could be, I don't know your current state of mind when you watch my videos, but, or live streams. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can watch this live on Twitch. There's a little plug. But I gotta say, I don't obviously know a ton about the story, or else I probably wouldn't be reading or playing it. But I will say, I do know that a common sentiment I've seen online about this game is that this is pretty decent until the end of the game. I hear the ending of this game is pretty bad. General sentiment, at least. And I'm going to try not to have that paint my opinions of this while we go through. But I will say, in my preliminary research, as I always talk about before I head into a game here on this channel, I don't spoil anything for myself. And I don't know why. I don't know why, and I don't know to what extent, or just how bad, apparently. But a common refrain I was seeing a bunch was that the ending of this game lets everything else down about it. And I don't know what. So in like a weird way, as we play this, I'm gonna have that in the back of my head, being like, all right, at some point there's gonna be a turn that's bad and poorly received. So I'm just being open and honest when I say that. That's something that has been, I've read, basically. I was gonna say explained to me, but no one's explaining it to me. It's just what I saw. Multiple people saying that the ending is. I've seen some people say the ending is pretty bad, all the way to the ending like ruined the whole game for them. So I'm really curious as we go through this. I don't think this is a super short game though. As I keep saying, I'm trying to tackle, I've said multiple times now on the channel, I'm trying to tackle some mid to small visual novels before we get into much bigger one later on this year. This is being one of them. But I don't think this is going to be super short either. This might be all month here in February, plus even bleeding into March. I wouldn't be surprised type deal, depending on how hard we hit this game. But yeah, let's go. Raging Loop. And I don't know if it really matters, but when I went to go buy this, I actually have been sitting on this copy for a while because it was on like a deep discount for like a couple bucks at some point. There was a PS4 version and a PS5 version, and as far as I could tell, there was not a difference that I could discernibly see online about what the differences could be between the versions, or if there's any improvements or anything. But the PS4 version, which I'm playing on a PS5, but the PS4 version was like literally like $2 or $3, and then the PS5 version was, I think, discounted, but not that heavily. So I was like, I don't get what the difference could be. But just in case it does matter, I am playing a PS4 version of this game. Okay! Enough of all that. Let's play Raging Loop. Ah, P-Cube. P cube. Checking my non-existent save data. This game's a work of fiction. It's unrelated to any real people, groups, incidents, etc. This game contains violent, grotesque. Ooh, you don't see grotesque explained a lot. Descriptions and descriptions of psychological horror. Dude. I'm ready for the grotesque. Sure. We're getting an intro first. I'm gonna have to turn this up a lot, aren't I? Oh my god, it's coming in real quiet on my side. Let me keep turning it up. Even that might be on the slightly quiet side, but I've turned it up a lot, and I'm afraid it's gonna blast out at some second. Oh, we'll let this play. Fuck it. Got a cast. Old lady, let's go. I love an old lady. Don't take that out of context. Videos, King Hood. Shout out to King Hood. $2015. Okay, I should also say, in the amount of research and stuff I did do, I have no idea if this is a voiced visual novel, voiced in English, voiced in Japanese, or not voiced at all. So I'm going into this, that's how blind we are going into, other than the ending thing I was talking about before. But I will say this right now. If it's not voiced at all, I will of course read everything. If it's voiced in English, then we're just gonna let that voice in English go the whole way. I highly doubt that that's the case. That's probably the least likely case, right? If it's voiced in Japanese, we're gonna do what we normally do on this channel, which is let the Japanese play out, and then I will read after it. So, while that will, and I give this qualifier because some people like that, some people clearly have voiced that they don't like that, whatever the case is, but for me, it makes the most sense as a reader. I get to hear the voice acting that is in the game, which I do want to hear, and then I get to read on top of it and fully understand. And as a listening audience, you get to also listen to the voice acting and then get to also have me voice over it, as bad as I am at reading. But you get to get that so that you don't have to 100% pay attention to the video if you're reading subtitles and stuff, right? I think it's slightly more engaging too for everyone, including myself. If it was fully voiced Japanese, then I was just like scrolling through, like that's not. And I'm sure online you could find somewhere else that does something exactly like that if that was the case. It just won't be here. So the same rules we had with, like, you know, obviously Umineko, like Higurashi, anything that has Japanese voice will go and do that. We can't even click extra. Can't click album, or I can't click album, I mean. Ending list. Interesting. Can't do anything on the screen. And some of the boxes are shorter for whatever reason. Text speed, auto text, skip, pre-read only. Yeah. Textbook transparency. mid. We might change that. Hide buttons off. Vibration on. Data initialization activate. What? Oh, this text. Maybe the PS5 has like less fuzzy. Forced unlock. Please use only in unforeseen circumstances such as data deletion. Oh, so like if the worst thing happens and your save gets deleted and you're like, I just gotta get back to where I went before. Background music, sound effects, character voices. We've got, oh, you get them for individual characters? You can change the loudness of the different characters? Wait. That's a game change. Well, I mean, it's weird. But honestly, I've never seen, in all of my life of reading visual novels, I don't think I've had individual characters have different sliders for their voice.
不妻子春秋です。不妻子春秋です。
というか、ちえみでいいですよ。
So we're definitely getting.
英語とかもいらないです。
We're definitely getting.
というか、ちえみでいいですよ。
We're definitely getting Japanese voices. The old man who cried wolf. Whoa, I cried wolf. Okay. Spoilers, I guess. I'm looking at characters. We shouldn't see it. Okay, so we're definitely getting some kind of Japanese. I don't know if the full thing, but like I said, the only downside to me reading after Japanese voices is it goes even slower, right? But I always say, like, if you're on my channel, whether it's a visual novel or any other game, I'm not here for speed. We are here to digest slowly any video game I play. That's just my style, and if you're watching along, that's the style that we are. We are slow and methodical, I say. I like this dangly chain thing though, graphic. Is she reaching for it, or is that just that's the sprite behind it, but then it's not? All right. Whoa. Now what is this? Already not what I was expecting. So we have a menu. We have chart, log, auto. So we have a log, which is good. Okay. We have an auto, which we're not going to activate. A chart. Okay. Yeah, I'd assume some of this text gets like sharper in the PS5 version, maybe? Is that? I don't know. It looks a little... And then a menu. Whoa! Whoa! Look at this menu. Keys. Oh my god, I'm being bombarded with just so much. I'm being overwhelmed. A save, a load, some kind of next thing. I don't even, probably next, go to the next decision, maybe? Options, help title, chart, log, hide. Okay, I'm ready. I'll be watching audio as we go along here to see what we need to do. This feels like we're getting the full thing voiced, and then I'm gonna be reading on top or after it. I always want to say on top of it, but I just mean like on top, not like layered on top, because that would just be a mess. But all right, so what was the bow? I bid you, okay, I bid you welcome to the world of this visual novel, Raging Loop. Let me actually, is there hide? What does hide do? Oh. I kind of want the button display, hide buttons on. That's what I want on, hidden. Because I don't want... Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, here we go, Raging Loop.
私は単なるどれに足らないインターフェース的キャラクターです。そうですね。リカコとでもお呼びください。
I am nobody special, honestly. Simply consider me part of the interface. You may refer to me as Rikako. Also, obligatory, I'm reading Japanese names. I will mispronounce them. I'm gonna try my best. I gotta pick with something that sounds decent enough, and also something I can easily repeat if it keeps popping up. So we go from there. Rikako.
ここでは初めてプレイなさる皆様にこのゲームの遊び方を簡単にご説明いたしたいと存じます。
You're most likely playing this game for the first time, and I'm here to explain a few things about it.
いくつか変わったところのあるゲームですので、最初はぜひとも全部の説明をお読みいただきたいと思います。
This work is quite strange, you see. It's recommended that the uninitiated take the time to read everything here. I'm so uninitiated. Thank you, Rikako.
特に動画配信をなさる方は4
What?
動画やシェアについてだけでも必ずお読みくださいね。
Those uploading their gameplay, that's me, should at least read the 4 videos and sharing section. Where's videos and sharing section? Is it in help? Oh my god. What is this menu? Okay. A formidable mystery and battle of wits based on the party game Werewolf or Mafia, right? Give up your life to discover keys and ensemble cast. I need various Oh my god. Revelation mode. Oh, what the fuck? Give me I needed preamble. Oh, we're almost at 4. Nope, that's not the 4 I thought it would be. The game uses the following plugin. This is not... I don't see... I'm trying really hard to find where it said that is. Where the fuck is videos and sharing section?
最後まで読んでいただけたら私のセクシーな画像が見られません。
What the hell?
世間は厳しゅうございます。さめざめ。
If you read until the end, you'll find a sexy CG of me doesn't exist. We truly do live in a society. A harsh society. How's that? Okay, okay. Hold up. Where do we think? I could have sworn it would be, I mean, help makes the most sense. It's not in options. Get out of here. Are we sure it's not in help? Where? Are they just lying to me? Are they just lying to me that the video section thing is not an actual thing in this? Was that all just a jape, as they say? I'm trying to be a diligent little lad. I'm trying to be very... I don't think this exists. Oh, I'll eventually hit a little menu list. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for... thank you. Okay. Alright, a sexy CG of doesn't exist. Oh, I'm so upset.
さて、何からご説明いたしましょう。
Now, where should I begin? Oh. That is okay. You were 100% right. And also, that's so strange that... Okay, what a weird presentation. The warning is outdated anyways. Yeah, I'm just always curious to see them. Because especially, like... God, there's so many, like, Japanese dev games that are, like... always so hypersensitive about, like, spoilers and stuff. I'm always just very fascinated about looking at, like, what the, how do I say? Like, how they each, like, spell it out. Or, like, if they're just, like... It goes from the most mild to, like, hey, just please don't try to spoil it. Or mark spoilers, or whatever the case is. For people that might... And, like, my thumbnails and everything are always, like, non-spoilery. And then there's like the hyper. I mean, I've even played games that ended up getting blocked by like Square Enix or whatever because they're like, oh shit, spoilers, and when you can't let anyone else see this, and you're like, well, guess I can't do anything about that.
レイジングループはノベルゲーム。物語や展開やオチはとても大事。
I like this presentation though. I mean, it's weird. I'm a little off put by everything, but like, again, opening this, I was not expecting. Raging Loop is a visual novel, meaning that the story, events, and conclusions are very important.
ですから、それらすべてを配信されてしまいますと、とても困ってしまいます。さめざめ、さめざめ。
Like, this just seems goofy, but I can't tell if I like the goofiness here. Because of this, it would be very troubling if someone uploaded everything to the internet. It'd be sad, very sad.
かといって、お楽しみは大勢で分け合いたいもの。それは重々承知しております。
Then again, we do understand those who want to enjoy the work with many other people.
というわけで、私どもは動画配信していただける範囲を設定しております。
Because of this, we have set a guideline for how far we would like you to upload.
ちなみにその範囲は最初のメインルート丸ごと1本プラスアルファ。
This range covers the whole first main route and a little extra.
具体的にはシナリオチャート上の4潜入の9入村方法はで選択肢が出るまでが配信可能範囲です。
Specifically, you can only upload until the choice at 4 infiltration Q entering the village.
相当な長さがございますので、配信のネタにしばらく困ることはないと保証いたします。
So considerate. That's a lot, just so you know. I'm sure you'll have enough content for your uploads.
むしろ全文読み上げる派の配信主様は喉が潰れないか心配です。無理はなさらずゆったりお楽しみくださいね。
I actually think it's a bit too much. Uploaders who read everything aloud might get a sore throat. Please don't overdo yourselves, alright? God, she's so considerate. She's watching out for my voice.
ちなみに動画配信の折にはお知らせ機能をぜひともご利用くださいませ。
Also, if you intend to upload, please use the reminder function.
この後現れる選択肢でお知らせ機能を
Cutoff
オンにしてい
points
ただいた場合、
mentions like maybe a third into the actual main story. Yeah, I do know that this game is aiming around 40 hours. I know it's a long time. Well, I can say this confidently. I will be going through the whole of this game and seeing everything it has to offer, and all of this will be going up on YouTube. On the off chance that some thing happens that outside of my control, then so be it. But I'm not afraid of, even though you've mentioned now, and I'm sure there's plenty of full playthroughs and everything. It's more like they're just asking. If you have it set
動画
on,
配信終了のタイミングで突然謎の羊が出現。ここまでよとお知らせいたします。
when you reach the time to stop making a video, a strange sheet pops onto the screen and says end of the line.
そこで収録はお開きとしていただき、あとは考察やら議論やらをお楽しみいただければ幸いの極みでございます。
We would be grateful if you stop recording when you see him and try theorizing and arguing instead. Part of me wants to turn that on just to see it. Now they've told me that there's a hidden little sheet feature?
ちなみに今はオフの状態ですよ。
This function is currently set to off. I kind of want to put it on. I kind of want to see it.
はい。オンに
I don't think
いた
it'll
しまし
mess
た。
me up anyhow. Very well, I've set it to on.
また切り替えたいときは0導入のここに来てくださいね。
If you wish to change it, please go to introduction and come here again. About the share function, oh my god. In Raging Loop, the share function is available throughout the whole game. This is so that you will be free to make screenshots or record for yourself. Like Rikako said, we would prefer it if you do not upload the entire work. Please don't go beyond the set location. I feel bad because I know I'm not the only person to do it, But like, there is a part of me that's like, I know they're like, the philosophical quandary of full plays on YouTube for especially like visual novel thing. It's a gray area to say the least. But that's a whole other discussion, I guess. Otherwise, please feel free to use this function reasonably and responsibly. Thanks, Rikako. In fairness, it is also like over a decade old at this point. Yeah, that's a good point. And that's, I'm sure someone could probably find an example where I fail this, but generally on my channel, if I do like just a full up visual novel read through, I usually will only pick things that are like years and years and years old at this point. Like I don't say it all the time, but my general philosophy is I go at such a slow and glacial pace that I hope that if anyone stumbles and starts watching something and then they're maybe interested in the game, that then they end up picking it up themselves if they really care, read ahead, then come back and are super able to like catch back up to me in like an easy way. But that's just my general philosophy on like, I guess like any game I end up playing on the channel. Do I really want to read these? I kind of do.
Raging Loop はノベルアドベンチャーゲームというジャンルでございます。
Raging Loop is a visual novel.
小説のように文章で物語が綴られ、読んで楽しむゲームです。
Much like with regular novels, the story is told through text, and the enjoyment comes from reading it. Gotta explain visual novels to the masses.
人狼ゲームそのものではないのでご注意を。
If you're familiar with the party games Werewolf and Mafia, this visual novel bears a close resemblance to those, but keep in mind it is just that, a resemblance.
スーパー人工知能リカコ20人と永遠の人狼ゲームを楽しめるとご期待された方、すみません。ざめざめ。
Sincerest apologies to those who are hoping to play an eternal game of Werewolf with 20 super AI Rikakos. I weep and bleed for you truly. How sad. If you do want a game that's just a bunch of games of Werewolf, I highly recommend Gnosia, one of my favorite games of probably the last several years, that I also played on the channel a couple years ago. Gnosia is super great on so many levels for so many different reasons. Which now bringing up Gnosia reminded me that I need to go back to and pick back up the anime. I watched like a few episodes of and then I fell off because I got distracted with something else. But yeah, highly recommend Gnosia. Either definitely playing it, but if you're like, oh, also I'm never gonna play Gnosia, I also have the full upload of that on my channel. Probably one of my favorite playthroughs on the channel was that game. Super good. Fun fact, the writer for Raging Loop assisted the Gnosia devs. Oh, that's dope. Okay, that makes sense. We got thematic overlap.
もちろん、ただの小説ではございません。
Yeah, big fan of Gnosia.
選択肢によって物語が変化するすごい小説なのです。
Of course, this is not merely a novel. As you carry on, you will sometimes come upon choices which affect the story. It's quite amazing.
キャラクターたちが生き生きと描写され、生き生きとボイスを喋ります。作品世界に没頭できること受け合いです。
I'm laughing at how this is being portrayed. The characters have lively visual depictions as well as voices, making it easy to immerse yourself in this world.
せっかくの声をお楽しみになるためや、突如絶叫が響き渡らないために、イヤホンなどされるのも良いかと。
To enjoy the voices to the fullest extent, or to simply avoid bothering your neighbors with the sound of anguished screams, please consider using headphones.
とっても大ボリュームな物語ですので、没頭しすぎて数日徹夜なんてことになるやもご注意くださいね。
The story is obscenely lengthy as well, so please take care not to be drawn in so thoroughly that you begin losing sleep. God, we're just in the weird intro menu thing, and it's so impossibly charming already. Like, can't help but smile at this. It's so goofy, but in like a good way.
レイジングループは架空の殺人事件、恐怖事件を扱ったお話です。
Also, you may be aware of this already, but Raging Loop is based entirely around fabricated murders and horrific scenarios. Makes sense for what was originally a mobile release. Could very well have been some people's first visual novel. True, I would say when we pulled up the game, like the year and everything, and then even like the textures on like some of the text and stuff, like I could tell it's kind of like the port to see that this is like I'm playing like a mobile port, or I guess I'm playing something ported from mobile, I guess I should say, makes a ton of sense.
Suspense, thriller, horror.
But I don't mind.
謎に挑み、解決するお話がお好きなあなたにぴったりの物語。
It's tailor-made for all you fans of suspense, thrillers, horror, and mystery.
もちろん、この物語は作り事で、実際の人物や団体や思想や事件などとは一切関係がございません。
Of course, this is a work of fiction, so it has nothing to do with real people, groups, and incidents.
作中の学問知識、歴史、
Darn, I was hoping I was playing a non-fictitious game.
科学、医学等の知識は創作を含みます。テストに書いたら0点です。サメサメ。
It also includes fictional details about academic matters such as history, religion, mythology, science, and medicine. Relying upon it during exams would get you 0 points. How sad.
そして描かれる
Good thing I'm out of
犯罪や
schooling at this
惨
point.
劇については現実の
Can't get my
その行為を
wires
推
mixed.
奨する意図など全くございません。
Lastly, we do not endorse replicating the crimes and cruelty depicted in this work.
そんな感じで現実との区別をしっかりおつけになったらもう大丈夫。本作を思いっきり楽しんでくださいね。
Oh, she's done. There's nothing to worry about as long as you differentiate between reality and fiction. This is, after all, fiction. I'm sure you're intelligent enough not to conflate things that happen in the game world with things that happen in real life. So, enjoy Raging Loop to your heart's content. Can't wait. Yeah, I know these are long and probably not the most interesting thing, but I'm finding some charm in reading about these stupid things, so I'm gonna do these other two. I gotta do this. I gotta. Can't leave any stone unturned. Allow me to tell you about Raging Loop's special functions.
レイジングループのストーリーは複雑に分岐しております。どう分岐したのか管理するのは大変かもしれません。
Raging Loop's story branches out in ways so complicated it might be hard to follow.
でも心配無用。本作ではシナリオチャートという便利機能が採用されています。
But there's no need to worry, for we have included a handy function called the scenario chart.
メニューを開けばチャートという機能にいつでもアクセスでき、そこからシナリオの全図が見られるのです。
You can access it at any time by simply opening the menu, giving you an overview of the scenario.
さらにこのシナリオチャートを使えば入ったことのあるチャプターにいつでもどこでもどこからでも移動が可能。
And that's not all. Using the chart allows you to move to any chapter you've already been to, anytime, anywhere.
もう選択肢では必ずセーブとは申しません。これでいつでも選択肢を選び
Again,
直せ
further
ますの
explaining
で
like if this is baby's first like visual novel that has like a timeline or like a flowchart like thing. Fucking blowing. Someone plays this as their first visual novel and their mind just simply gets blown. Now there's no need to save at every choice you come across. You can simply go back and choose again, so there's nothing to worry about.
シナリオチャート機能についてはまた後でもう一度使いどころの説明がありますのでよくわからなくても大丈夫ですよ。
Hand a young Victorian child Raging Loop and just watch their head explode into a million pieces. The scenario chart function will be explained later again, or explained again when you have to use it, so don't worry if you don't quite understand it.
次にキーについて。
Next up, keys.
レイジングループの物語分岐はすべて選択肢を選んだ瞬間に発生いたします。後から聞くものは存在しません。
All branching in the story happens immediately when you make a choice. None of them start taking effect further down the line.
その代わりいくつかの選択肢はキーと呼ばれる
We're gonna go an hour before we get to the main
開く
game.
ことができません。
However, some of the choices can only be unlocked when you have specific bits of information called keys. So I would assume a lot, if I'm remembering correctly, the exact functions of like a virtue's last reward, or unfortunately like zero time dilemma. Maybe even the mechanic was in 999. You gotta like go down certain routes, see certain moments. I guess this would call it as keys before you could go do another route and then unlock a certain thing. I guess even in like Eye of the Somnium Files had some bits like that. Maybe a little less severe.
このキーを探すことこそレイジングループの大きな目的だと言えるでしょう。
I mean, you might say that searching for these keys is one of the major goals in this game.
その探し方は実際に手に入った時に説明があるそうですのでご心配なく。
Don't worry if you don't understand how to search for them. It'll be explained when you have one.
ちなみに
Thanks.
一度キーを入手して解放されたルートはセーブデータと関係なく開きっぱなしになります。
Additionally, keep in mind that all routes unlocked by acquisition of a key will be open even if you haven't saved after the fact.
逆に言うとキーが未入手の状態にはロードしても戻れません。
This also means that you can't load back to a state when you don't have the key or didn't have the key.
それで読めなくなる文章はありませんのであまり困ることはないと思いますがご承知くださいね。
This doesn't make any scene inaccessible, so it's not much of a problem, but it's something to keep in mind.
キーがない状態に戻して遊びたいという既得なお方には全データを初期化する手もあります。
You
ご
just
利用は計画
reset
的
your
に
data like a psycho. For those commendable individuals who'd like to play without any keys again, please refer to the data reset option. Use it wisely. One more. Standard functions. Press A or X to advance text.
独特な機能に加えレイジングループにはノベルゲームとして基本的な機能が一通り揃っています。
In addition to the special functions, Raging Loop also has the basic functions you'd expect any visual novel to have. God, there was some visual novel I played sometime, was it last year? That didn't have like a log, and it pissed me off so much. The bare minimum for like years now? There was something, I forget what it was though. I assume that's what she's going to be talking about.
ロード、セーブ、
You can hide the text window, see the backlog, load, and save.
既読文章のスキップ、次の選択肢までスキップ、
Skip read text, skip to the next choice, and so on.
ロードやセーブは大体普通の仕組みです。
Saving and loading work as they normally do.
オートセーブ機能もあるにはありますが、新しいチャプターに入るたびにセーブするだけなので、頻繁にはセーブされません。
There's an autosave function as well, but it only saves each time you enter a new chapter, so don't rely on it too much. I never do.
霧のいいところまで読むか、シナリオチャートをご利用いただくか、手動セーブを活用してくださいね。
Please save manually whenever it feels appropriate, whether you've read to a part that calls for it or you're about to use a scenario chart. Excellent!
オプション設定について、
False start. Next are the options.
メニューから開けるオプション設定
Faded
からは
black got me.
音量調整やテキスト表示スピード調整など様々な設定が可能です。
Options allow you to change the volume, text display speed, as well as a few other things.
ただ全部説明すると皆様がお眠になってしまわれるので、あとは他の説明書きや誰かさんの追加説明をお読みください。
However, explaining it all would make you all very sleepy, so please either read the other instructions or listen to a certain someone's extra explanations.
お願いいたしますね、誰かさん。
I'm counting on you, certain someone. Excuse me? Hey. Hey, Lamau. Alright, let's go. To the main story we go. Let's, 40 minutes in.
とても長くなってしまいました。ここまでお読みいただき、誠にありがとう存じます。
Phew, that sure took a while. Thank you kindly for reading this far. Also, how long to beat has this at like...
いよいよ物語の始まりです。
Has this at about 40 hours? I know my super slowness and also the way I'm reading it, like reading it after the Japanese text. Buckle in for like a 60 to 70 hour experience probably on the channel. Let's be real. Anyway, let's begin the story.
限りなく濃い霧と血煙の向こう。繰り返される絶望と悲嘆の果て。
Beyond the pockets of mist and hazes of blood, at the end of the ever-repeating despair and grief.
人狼村の真実をどうかその目でご覧くださいませ。
Please come and witness the truth of the werewolf village with your own 2 eyes.
ペコリ。
Bow. I physically bowed. I know you can't see me, but I also bowed. Is that May 11th or is that November 5th? What kind of display of time are we talking about? It's massively important. Who knows? Oh, here we go. I closed in on the side of the road and killed the engine. It was steeper than I thought. My bike was on the verge of giving out, so I pushed down and deployed the kickstand. Yeah, that's me. I'm cool. I'm on my bike. Looking at a paper map. On my bike. Well, I'm lost. Maybe taking a ride down an unknown road with no sat-nav on me wasn't such a good idea. I just followed the roads, so I'd figured I wouldn't get lost, but now I was in some deep shit. No, cool it. This isn't a big deal. I sighed, took note of the fact that I'd gotten lost in my pocket journal, and then pulled out a map. Suddenly, a rush of memories flitted into my mind. Oh god, I already need a key. The game is already taunting us with, you need key number 4. This early in. Everyone take note. We're coming back here when we have the 4th key. Gonna be something important. Forget it. Reached dense mist. I somehow kept myself from remembering those things. After all, I'd gone on this trip to forget.
もう やめやめ目の前の現実を直視
Enough of that. Gotta focus on what's happening right now.
人生はシンプルつまりこの道のごとく真っ暗で道案内もなく進むか返すか考えることはそれだけ
Life is simple, just like this road. It's dark and there aren't any guides, but that means all you gotta think about is whether to go forward or back. Going back wasn't an option in this case, so I'd just move forward. Still, I wanted to know where I was at least, so I looked down at my map. It was all Greek to me. Last time I'd seen a sign, at least I don't think this is going to be as bad as like Process of Elimination from last year. Because Process of Elimination had, I'm talking about time-wise, about me reading on top of the Japanese, because Process of Elimination was mostly speaking. There was very little like inner monologue kind of like thing, like this is already shown. This allows us to kind of go, assuming this keeps up, you know, time-wise. We're getting a lot of that. Anyway. Last time I'd seen a sign, it was still light out, meaning that I'd gotten lost after the sun had set. Sure, it was my own fault for just guessing which intersections I'd been passing through, and that it had taken me 2 hours to conclude I was lost. Crazy to think that just 2 hours of aimless driving got me almost completely surrounded by mountains. They extended as far as the eye could see. If you flipped the scenery upside down and shook it, it's unlikely even a shred of civilization would tumble out. I'd want the text just rolling out just slightly faster. Let me see what this speed looks like. I'm very particular about how fast text goes out. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, this is fine. Besides the asphalt below, my sweet ride, and the lamppost above, the first one in a while, mind you, there was nothing man-made here. The pocket map I had wasn't detailed enough for me to figure out where I was.
進むか
Put my helmet on. Guess I'll just keep driving. I'd go as far as I could. Worst comes to worst, I could just camp at the side of the road. Two hours later, I deeply regretted ever thinking that. Basically, camping wasn't an option. This mountain road had no side to camp on. A dump truck I'd passed barely even fit on it. I'd also had my first close encounters with wild forest animals. I'd already seen 2 boars and 3 deer in those 2 hours alone. One of the deer had run parallel to my bike while intently staring at me, and I had no idea what to think of that. Fucking weird deer? I'd felt like it could smell my fear, and deer, and did it just... Nope, I'm gonna retry that. I felt like it could smell my fear and did it to just make it worse. How dare the thing do that to a human? Yeah, you fucking... He's so pissed at this deer. We're the kings of this planet, damn it. I'd have to remember to eat some venison once I came back to civilization. What are you talking about, man? I'm gonna take it out on deer kind. I'm gonna show him who's boss by eating some deer meat after I'm out of this place. That deer pissed me off so much, I want to eat venison. Strange lad. That's our main protag. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, anyway. Maybe he's not so bad. We're still early. Anyway, camping out here was a bad idea. I'd end up as either roadkill or animal food. And yet, I didn't back out. Why? Because I'm a pretty warped sort of guy. And I won't pretend otherwise. Oh my god. He's so edgy. That was actually the reason why my once comfortable relationship had gone awry and why I'd gone on this stupid trip. My mind is so twisted. So dark. Still, despite acknowledging that, I chose to keep moving forward. It wasn't like I'd find a place to stay if I went back. I was actually starting to think that this experience might make a good conversation piece sometime down the road. It was really getting late at this point. Where would these roads take me anyway? It'd probably be disappointing. Soon enough, the road became flat. I was out of the mountain pass. The forest remained abundant though, so I still didn't see much. Even so, street lights and signs were enough to make me feel I was again nearing civilization. Was street lights the right expression for lights in a forest? I'd have to look that up. As the road grew less rugged, I realized just how exhausted I was. All this bike handling had left my hands really sore too. I really had to rest. Suddenly, I saw something unexpected. Powerful, colorful, artificial lights. A convenience store? A 7-Eleven? No, Fresh Mark. Mark? Or is it just missing a T? Fresh Market? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was next to an intersection between the road I was on and another, even thinner road that could probably support only a single car. The sea of trees ended, giving room for the majestic child of our consumerist society. Yeah, that was an exaggeration. Apparently even a damn store was a big deal for someone who just stepped out of the wild. It was called Fresh Mark. I'd seen several of them a few times during the day. Probably a local franchise. The building didn't look all that old. At least the parking lot looked a lot smoother compared to the roads. This was a pretty weird place to build something like that, though. Was I close to a settlement? Or did they actually make a profit off of lost travelers? I just asked that or something. A local shopkeeper was bound to know what was around these parts, not to mention I was thirsty. I was welcomed by a weird chime sound. It looked like a normal convenience store. There were goods on the shelves, counter on the left, and... Whoa. The worker at the counter was so mean looking it was scary. So frightening. Look at her. With her apron. Her half obscured face. She was so imposing, I wouldn't have doubted if someone told me she was in charge of some ladies' army corps. I'm a shopkeeper. Was that supposed to be a greeting? If so damn cold, it actually gave me chills. Was this store shadier than it appeared? Was I about to be stupidly overcharged? Was this how this place made a profit? By taking advantage of lost people and basically beating them out of their money? Shit, that was scary. Clearly, the Wonderland had only just begun. Woohoo! I sure was excited for the beating, grew more nervous and less enthusiastic by the second. I braced myself, but she just looked down at a magazine in her hands. Oh, she was just a slacker. Slightly disappointed, I walked around the store. This guy. I can't... Oh man, already I'm in this. Maybe for the unintended reasons, but I'm in this. It was about what you would expect. There's a small shelf with energy drinks, followed by some stationaries, travel goods, sanitary stuff, etc. There were sweets that came with toys, a shelf of cup ramen and dried food, a fridge, a freezer. It all looked normal. It was late, so the daily dish and packed lunch section was completely empty. The only special thing about this place was a section full of unpacked vegetables you'd expect to see at a greengrocer's. Maybe all rural convenience stores were like this? I was slightly surprised by that, but there weren't any local fine foods or anything, so all in all, it was an unremarkable store, if you ignored the clerk anyway. I took a drink and brought it to the register. Yep, She really was the highlight of this place. What kind of clerk smokes while dealing with a customer?
買うのかよ。
You're actually buying? Yes, I was actually buying. She was the clerk, and I'd be her god, the customer.
126円。
126 yen. She didn't even scan it. This exchange was at the mercy of the clerk. God is dead. Oh, God. The consumer's gods are taking me for a ride. Maybe I had to get mad at her.
ちょっといいですか
Sorry. Still got a little slight lingering cough here. Can I ask something?
あ
Huh?
実は道に迷ってしまって。
I'm kind of lost right now. I quickly turned meek.
町はどっちにあるでしょうか
Where can I find the nearest town?
あっち。
There?
いや、できれば地図とか。
Don't you have a map or something?
ない。
We don't. Man, this woman.
いや、そんなはずはないでしょコンビニなんて大体道聞かれるから、地図は常備してるもんでしょ
I'm not sure I believe that. Convenience stores often get asked for directions. You must have a map handy.
知らねえよ。ないもんはねえ。おとなしく来た道戻れよ。
That a rule? Well, we don't have one. Go back wherever you came from.
もう数時間迷ってるもんで、これ以上はちょっと。
I've been lost for a few hours now. I don't think I can keep it up for much longer.
その辺の床で寝てけば。
Sleep on the floor or something. She had to be joking.
いや、お気持ちだけでいいんで、道だけちゃんと教えていただけたら。
I appreciate the sentiment, but I'd rather be on my way. Are you sure you can't help?
ああ、もう、せえな。待ってろ。
Ugh. Alright. Just wait. Help me, clerk. Help me. The clerk put out her smoke in the ashtray and went to the staff-only area. She came back in no time.
あったわ。
Found it. So she did have a map. Of course she did. Even more ill-tempered than usual, the clerk started giving an explanation.
これがこの店。で、十字路を北へ行け。
This here's the store. Go to the north of the crossroads.
しばらくしたら立教があっから渡れ。最初の分岐のとこに大岩があっからそこを右折してあとは直線。
You'll find an overpass soon enough. Cross it. When you come to a fork next to a giant boulder, turn right and head straight.
この道
Huh? On this road?
んだよ。
What of it?
いや、この先何もなくないです
There's nothing there.
書かれてねえだけで集落があんだよ。
There's a settlement. It's just not on the map.
そこ以外なら
Do you know any other places?
富士吉村まで行くには峠道を2時間。こっちなら30分で着く。
He sounds unconvinced. There's Fujiyoshi, but it's 2 hours through a mountain pass. This one's about 30 minutes away. Fujiyoshi seemed to be a village. It didn't look too far away, but the road leading to it was a huge branching mess. It was clearly just a paved mountain pass, but I have enough of those for one day. I'd probably just get lost again.
じゃあ、こっち行ってみます。ありがとうございます。
I'll go to that one then. Thank you.
金
Money.
はい
Excuse me?
払ってねえだろ。茶のやつ。
You didn't pay for the tea.
ああ、じゃあ500円。
Here's 500 yen. Ding, rustle, jingle.
なぜ、お釣りを無断で募金箱に入れるんですか
Why did you put the change in the collection box without asking me?
小銭多いとうぜえだろ。
Having too many coins is a pain, ain't it? Alright, well, Clark so far is the best character in this story. We're early, but she's the leading character for me so far. That was a hell of a line. I casually thanked her, grabbed the plastic bottle of tea, she didn't give me a bag, by the way, and left the store. I drank the tea in the parking lot and looked up at the moon, obscured by clouds, but still bright enough to outshine the light of the convenience store. Clark put me in a bad mood, though, so I didn't enjoy the sight. I threw the bottle into a nearby trash can and aggressively drove away. Following the directions, I crossed the overpass and arrived at the first fork in the road. The byway she told me about was really narrow. I probably wouldn't have noticed it were it not for the tall boulder standing there like a roadside shrine for some traveler deity. Turning carefully, I got on the road. A minute later, I found myself in an even worse wilderness than before. A veil of dead leaves covered the ground, tall grass sided the path, and the sky above was blocked by overgrown shrubs, making it feel like I was passing a wooden tunnel. The road itself was a huge red flag. It was a wonder why I didn't just turn around. The exchange from before might have pissed me off more than I thought. Still, I really didn't expect the road to just end. It happened about 15 minutes in. The view ahead suddenly turned strangely dark, and a split second later, the bike tipped forward. I reflexively hit the brakes, but it was too late. I started going down a cliff. Uh-oh. Oh no. My bike tilted downwards, and its suspension was put to the greatest test yet as we basically tumbled down to the bottom. The headlights suddenly shone on some dirt and grass. I knew then that I would be flung out of my seat. Stifling a scream, I tried to work some steering and brake magic to slow down without collapsing, but that was too big of a task for a simple road bike. At the bottom of the cliff, it jumped higher than ever before. The suspension couldn't handle the impact, and I was launched into the air. A moment later, I heard a crash and felt an impact, after which came an unpleasant pain. Damn it. An accident where I was flung out like that was a first for me. The launch was really something, too. I did a 360 in the air and fell on my back. My breathing stopped for a moment, and the pain was so bad I thought all my bones shattered. My face and limbs seemed pretty fine, at least, though I wasn't sure if that counted as a silver lining. There was grass under my hands. I felt it even through the gloves. That and the smell of green made it pretty clear that what I landed on. I pushed down, and my hands sunk. This grass growth was pretty hefty. It was probably the reason why I came out relatively okay. Sure, my joints creaked when I stood up, but aside from that, I was fine. It was really dark, so I couldn't really confirm it, but I was pretty sure I wasn't even bleeding. My bike, however, wasn't nearly as lucky. Oh boy. It was lying on its side a short distance ahead. The engine was still on. The back wheel kept on turning, making an unpleasant fricative. It's rare to get a word I've never heard, I feel like, before. Noise. Yep, it was busted. I walked up, killed the engine, and took the key. With the headlights off, I was surrounded by absolute darkness, so I just stood and waited until my eyes adjusted. I still couldn't see very clearly, but it looked like this actually wasn't a cliff. I was still on a road, just wasn't paved beyond this point. Obviously, a road bike stood no chance against an unpaved road. That woman actually tried to kill me. That fucking clerk! Dude! Maybe the key number 4. You don't trust the clerk, and you go, and you don't listen to anything she says. Zigzagging through the trees, I followed the narrow footpath deeper into the forest. I tried getting my bike up and running again, but instantly gave up. It was partially stuck in mud, so there was the risk of it slipping and getting me into another accident. Maybe I had to turn around? The moment I considered that, I thought I saw a faint light ahead. If that woman wasn't lying, this road led to a settlement. Was I close? I reached into my jacket's pocket, took out my phone, and opened it up. As you'd expect, I was out of range. I ran the light app and shone a light to see better. Though weak, it was better than nothing. At the very least, to help me watch where I was going. I had no idea how long I'd been walking for. But sure enough, I could see a light beyond the shrubs. It was weaker than expected. A flashlight, perhaps? I could hear water, too. I might have been near a river. Hello? I raised my voice. Hello? Anyone there? Still declaring my presence, I walked forward. It was late at night. Were I to bump into someone here, the scare would probably take away a few years of our lives. That was why I figured it was best for us to both let the other know we were here before that happened. However, there was no response. Could they not hear me over the rapids? Hello? I shone my light ahead and realized I'd made it to an opening. Sure enough, there was a river, or a stream rather. I could see slightly more than I had while surrounded by trees. Straining my eyes, I saw a rocky river beach in the shallows. The light I'd seen was on the other side. From what I could tell, it was either a lantern or a flashlight, and it was close to the ground. I didn't see any people, though. No one responded to my shouting either. I wasn't excited about it, but I decided to step into the water. Ugh. Wet shoes. The cold water quickly soaked my shoes and socks. I could have taken them off, but I'd figured that crossing a river barefoot at midnight was a bad idea. But man, was it cold. I put my phone back into my jacket. I needed both my hands free in case it fell. In case I fell. In case I fell. Important distinction there. Not stopping or backing down, I walked toward the light. It suddenly became deeper. The water reached my knees now. I was too close for comfort. Feeling the bottom of my toes and balancing myself, I somehow avoided losing my footing. The flow was fiercer than I'd expected. If I slipped and fell, I'd probably be washed away. It suddenly hit me I was doing something really weird, but it was too late to back down. Putting my hands on the boulders and carefully checking what I was stepping on, I gradually made it to the other side. Then, with an unpleasant, wet sound in my every step, I walked up to the light. I could already see it clearly. Yep, it was a flashlight, lying on the ground for some reason. There wasn't much space here. It was a narrow riverbank with a cliff right beside it. As you'd expect, I didn't see or sense anyone nearby. What the hell? Though old, the flashlight was working fine. The strength of the light told me the battery was pretty full. That meant that someone was actually using this tonight. Or rather, until just a few moments ago. That was the most logical conclusion. It obviously wasn't left here yesterday afternoon or evening. And yet, the user was nowhere in sight, and I was near a river. Did something bad happen? Did the flashlight's owner step into the stream and get swept away? That was the most likely and worst possible scenario. However, the flashlight was left there practically buried in the pebbles. It didn't seem like someone placed it there to light things up. It was the dead of night. There's no way you wouldn't notice dropping your flashlight when it was so dark. Right. The fact that a light source was left in a place like this was strange by itself. With that considered, what was going on here? What if someone heard my stupid shouting and decided to lure me in with the light so they could ambush me? He's gonna get ambushed by the team of clerks coming to exact revenge against him and his dumbass. Where would they attack from? Above?
こんばんは。
Bunch of clerks with the half-face obscured jump from the trees. Pounce on him. Ah! Hello? I heard a voice the moment I looked up. The rock cliff was actually made up of several boulders. There's a face peeking from behind one of them.
こんばんは
Hello?
あー、人だ。びっくりした。
Wow, a person, you surprised me. That was my line.
悪いんだけど、それ取ってもらえます？
Sorry, could you pick that up for me? The voice was feminine. I finally realized what was going on.
落としたってわけですか
So, you dropped this? I picked up the flashlight and pointed at the source of voice. High-pitched voice, slender hand shielding the light. Sure enough, it was a young woman.
眩しいな。
It's so bright.
Oh.
I like her haircut.
失礼ちなみにこっちはこういうものですが
Is that what you'd say? I like her hair. Oh, sorry. This is me, by the way.
怖いです。下から照らさない。
That's creepy. Don't shine it up from below like that.
実は当方道に迷っており
I'm actually a bit lost.
だとすると、割と究極的に迷ってますよ。
I think a bit is something of an understatement then. Yeah, thought as much.
ここって人里です
Is this a settlement?
難しい質問だな。
That's a difficult question.
とりあえず助けてもらえないかと
Can you help me out at least?
助ける？
Help?
雨露しのげて野生動物がいなければ何でもいいんで
I just need a place to hide from the rain and wild animals. That's all. Standing on a boulder, the young woman made a pensive face.
じゃあ、うち来ます？
Wanna come to my place? And that was the conclusion she'd arrived at. Her face told me she was 100% serious. Place. My place. By that, she surely meant a house. A settlement.
いいんです頼んどいてなんですが遠慮を忘れてすがりたい程度には切羽詰まってるんですが
Can I? I know I asked for help and all that, but I'm actually desperate enough to not hold myself back.
え？男として？
Huh? As a man?
ええ。いや違う。一個の生命として。数時間迷った挙句、バイクでこけて、心身ともに限界ってわけです。
Yes. I mean, no. As a living being, I spent the last few hours aimlessly driving around only to fall off my bike. I'm dead tired and at my wit's end here.
あらら。なら見捨てるのもどうよって感じじゃないです？一個の生命として。
Oh dear. What kind of living being would I be if I just abandoned you? I'm already. I'm seeing past the cute facade. She's dangerous. Werewolf. Is that what I say? I deem her a werewolf. She's bad person. Ultimately bad person. I don't know. I'm making a snap judgment here. Don't trust. And so, I was saved. Oh, the beauty of living beings looking out for each other. They keep using that phrase, living beings, and it's very funny. It's so awkward and clunky. I could have just said, like, people. The beauty of humans. Living beings looking out for each other. Anyway, your hand, please. She does also have wolf cut hair. That's what it is. She does have wolf cut hair. I was talking about the hair sticking out. Me liking the hair. And she's got wolf cut. Wolves, werewolves, Mafia, Among Us. It's happening. It's happening. What? Oh, ow. That's the sound they make. I don't know what the first one I was making was. Ow. That's the sound I'm going for. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do dumb howl noises throughout this whole game, I can already tell. You can't climb up on your own, yeah? True. Honestly, didn't even realize I'd have to. Meeting another person filled me with relief, which was followed by a sudden wave of fatigue. It wasn't crippling, though. She extended her left hand, so I grabbed it with my own left. Her slender fingers were stronger than expected. She's adorable! Look at that! The ponytail hair thing? Oh, great. I like the jacket, too. It's got a little patch on the side. Great. Great. You know what? You know what I said about not trusting her before? Never mind. Throw that away. I trust her. Implicitly, 100%. 110%. The girl's name was... Oh, boy. Here we go. I'm going to try my best. Chiemi? Chiemi? Chiemi Serizawa. Serizawa? Close enough. I asked if she was related to the Shin Sengumi guy, but she said that her family just adopted the name at some point in the Meiji period. She was a 21-year-old who went to a college far away from here. This was her hometown, and she was spending her post-exams vacation here. We chatted about stuff like that once she led me out of the rocky ravine. There was actually a proper path, so the rock climbing was pretty pointless, but I was too focused on my footing to comment. She told me about herself as soon as we reached solid ground. And what about you?
名前は久石春明。東京で大学院生やってます。
Oh man, another name. Oh, this one looks even harder. I'm Haruaki Fusaishi. Fusaishi? I'm trying. A graduate. I can barely read English names. A graduate student in a Tokyo college. Ah, so you're a bit older.
24だから、芹沢さんと3つ違いかな。でもまあ、同世代でしょ。
I'm 24, so 3 years? I'd say we're in the same age range.
ちえみでいいですよ。敬語とかもいらないです。
Yeah, so don't you dare be formal with me.
じゃあ僕も呼び捨てタメ口がいいな。
Alright, then you can be casual with me too.
ですか?
Can I really?
女の子に親しくされてるみたいで嬉しいからね。
I like it when girls are friendly with me. He's just like me, for real. I also like it when girls are friendly with me. I know what he's saying though. That's just funny.
なるほど。実は私も堅苦しいの苦手なんで、じゃあ遠慮なく。
Well, I know what you mean. I don't like stiff socializing either. Sure, I'll treat you like a friend.
どうぞどうぞ。ちなみにまだ結構遠い?
Wouldn't have it any other way. That aside, are we there yet?
そうでもないかな。もう5分くらい頑張りましょい。
Not quite. We're like 5 minutes away. Hang in there, Chief. What a lively girl. You could tell she was used to people.
ただ、足元に気をつけて、明かりだけ見て。
Also, watch your step and focus on just the light.
何かあるの？
Any reason?
この辺、石ころだらけで危ないんだ。
There are loads of pebbles here. It's dangerous. The moment she said that, I stumbled on a rock too big to be called a pebble.
あと、今夜はずいぶん暗いしね。
And it's pretty dark tonight. Oh! Full moon out. Sorry. I couldn't even see the moon anymore. Nodding in agreement, I focused on following the light in her hand.
ちょっと待っててもらえます？着替えちゃうんで。
I gotta change. Wait here a sec. And so, I did just that. Given this was a mountain settlement, I'd expected some old wooden house, but she actually lived in an apartment block. It was too dark to get a good look at it. All I could see were the cheap-looking walls, like you'd expect from some old boarding house for students. Also, she lived on the 2nd floor, in room 202. I heard some raindrops as we were climbing the rusty stairs, but now it was really pouring. Between that, the darkness, and the large tree right next to the building, it was nearly impossible to see what was going on outside. It felt like I was all alone in a world of nothing but the walls, the door, and the fluorescent lamp above my head. It made me feel somewhat helpless. I distracted myself from that by imagining her changing. Oh, dude, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean you're distracting yourself with that? Come on, man. Eventually, the door opened up.
お待たせ。上がって。
Oh, look at the sporty jacket. I like it. Sorry about the wait. Come in. All smiles, she showed herself, now wearing sports clothes. This was kind of exciting. This was kind of exciting. God,
何にもないでしょ。
I hate my guy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make such quick judgments, but this guy, Dork City. Dork City with a fake cool guy facade going on. This guy sucks. We're still early. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Look at this place. It's completely empty, huh?
何にもないね。
Yep.
でも冷蔵庫の中は、
But get a load of what's in the fridge.
素晴らしい。
Magnificent.
飲みますか？
Let's drink.
やったぜ。
Hell yeah. Yeah, let's drink, dude. Oh, we got snacks, we got crisps, we got beer, it looks like. Lemon shoot. Everything's cut off, I can't see. Some little tray of things. Look at that. Alright, yeah, her place really was empty. It was just a small room with a low table in the middle, fridge near the door, and a large duffel bag deeper in. There were 2 old-looking bookshelves too, but they were completely empty. I wasn't bothered one bit, though. Any girl's room was a wonderland to me. Oh my god, this guy is so lame. Holy. He's got to keep it together. He's got to keep it together.
じゃあ、大変だった春明さんに、お疲れ様。
Anyway, you went through some big trouble, so I'll drink to you.
地獄で出会った仏様に乾杯。
I kind of hope she is just a werewolf somehow and just murders him right here at the very start, and then we never see him again. And I would be fine with that. I don't think I'll be so lucky, but... and I'll drink to you for helping me out. You're a real saint. Lemon shuhai? Barley shochu and carbonated water flavored with lemon. Oh, interesting. We opened up our cans, knocked them together, and downed them. Hey, it was actually good. The pleasant bitterness and the refreshing carbonation made for a good combo.
美味しい。このためだけに生きてる。
Fia! So good, I live for this.
その若さでそれはないでしょ
Come on, you're too young to say that.
言い過ぎた。愛や将来にもまだ絶望してません。
Yeah, you're right. I'm not despairing for my future love life yet.
う。ところが、就活という影が迫る。
You hear that? That's the sound of job hunting. It's a coming here fast.
いや、やめて。
くのビールがまずくなる。
No, don't say that. You'll ruin my beer. She laughed and took a huge sip. It was pretty clear she could hold her drink. That aside, something really bothered me.
お誘いに乗っておいてなんだけど。
This might be a bit late for this, but can I ask you something?
何?
Go ahead. Her cheeks were already red. Maybe she didn't handle her liquor as well as I thought. She had a well-featured face, and I didn't think it was wrong to consider her beautiful. God. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's supposed to come across like this, but like, there's just something. Again, I've read so many visual novels, but when you're embodying and reading from the perspective of someone who's like this, it's like what is the stereotypical like thing, like statistic you'd get thrown out like really early on, always, or like years ago, would be like, guys think about sex or women like once every, I don't know, like it was like some ridiculous stat, like every 2 minutes or something. Whatever the statistic was, it's like this is a guy's personality who perfectly embodies that ridiculous statistic. He's a dork. He's a fucking dork. All right, here we go. Sure, her clothes weren't the least bit. Sorry. Sure. Her clothes weren't the least bit sexy, but I could tell she had some makeup on.
僕は完全に正体不明の自称迷い人だよね。
I'd be embarrassed if this was what my inner monologue was like ever. To you, I'm just some stranger who says he's lost, right?
そうね。
Yep.
君は年頃の女性。今は深夜。ワンルームの密室で男と二人っきり。その上アルコールまで入ってしまった。
And you yourself are a young woman who invited that stranger into an enclosed space and started getting drunk.
おお。
Whoa.
身の危
I gotta
険
see
を
that.
感じたりとかは
Can I get that again?
おお。おお。おお。
Me when I'm waking up every morning.
おお。
Don't you think this is dangerous? She kept gulping the drink even as she formulated a response. The very fact that I could just watch her do that made this a pretty risky situation, and yet...
あんまりないかな。
I wouldn't say so.
それは
But...
芹沢千恵美クイズ。
Time for a Chiemi Serizawa quiz!
イエーイ
Yay! Said with all the enthusiasm in the world. Yay!
問題。ふと気づいたら低層が瀬戸際にもかかわらず、芹沢千恵美は特に身の危険を感じない。なぜでしょう？
Here's the question. My virginity is threatened, yet I don't feel like I'm in danger. Why? Because you're gonna kill me. Please, please kill me. What a fun girl. Ugh. This only made me like her more, increasing the danger even further.
質問 OK?
Am I allowed to ask questions?
どうぞ。
Sure.
僕のことがいい人っぽいという答えはなしでいいかな
Can I just assume that it's not because I look like a good guy?
悪い人に見えるってわけじゃないけど、まあなしかな。女の子慣れしてそうだし。
Well, I don't think you look like a bad guy, but no, I doubt you're good either. You look experienced with women for one. That unintentional compliment showed that she actually did see me as a potential danger.
考えられる回答は大きく2つ想定外だが何が起きても問題ないもしくは想定通り
There are two types of answers to this. Either you expect nothing bad to happen but wouldn't be bothered if it did, or you actually want something to happen.
うん
Hmm?
前者はいろいろ考えられるかな例えば
I don't like this conversation they're having.
になっていてどうにでもなれって場合
I can think of several situations for the former. For example, you're actually on the edge and don't care about what happens.
あるいは十分な自衛手段がある実は護身術の達人で僕なんか軽く乗せるとかね
Or maybe you're just confident you can defend yourself. Maybe you know martial arts and can easily kick my ass.
おー、論理的。春秋さん理系だね。
Whoa, so logical. Let me guess, you're a scientist.
そうかな。一方で後者、つまりこの状況が君の想定通りって場合は。
Well, I guess you could say that. Now, for the latter, if you intend for something to happen, then
例えば私がエロエロですとか。
I'm a thirsty perv or something? Wow, talk about not mincing words.
酔っ払ってきたな。さて他には何があるでしょう。
But I blame the booze. So, what else is there? Indeed, what other reason could a woman have to bring a stranger to her home? It would surely be something non-standard, like
僕の存在が君の利益になる例。
you want to use me somehow?
例えばアリバイ工作。君がここにいたと後日僕が証言することで君が有利になる。
For example, setting me up as an alibi. I could be useful to you by attesting that you were here.
おー、ちゃっかり利用するわけだ。
Whoa, that's so shrewd.
あるいはちえみちゃんが恐るべき殺人鬼で
See, this is what I think.
僕を酔っ払わせてぶっ殺す。
Or maybe you're a serial killer who brought me here just to get me drunk and kill me.
はあ、ヤマンバいいね。ブッシュブッシュ殺しちゃう。
Whoa, so I'm some evil mountain witch now. Sounds great. I'll kill you real good. Sploosh, sploosh. I hope when I die it sounds like that. What kind of sound effect was that?
ちなみに前提で出た2つのケースの他に1つあるよ。
By the way, you forgot another case.
あれ
I
抜け
did?
て。
うん。
Oh, I cut him off.
私がとってもいい人
So
で
sorry, sir.
春明さんを助けてあげたい一心だっていうケース。
Yep, I could be just a really good person who simply wants to help you. Was it time for me to be ashamed of my filthy mind?
いやでも
It's always time for you to be ashamed.
それで自分が襲われるかもって考えたら。
But wait, is that really important enough to risk being assaulted?
わあ、襲うって言っちゃったよこの人。
Oh, so you're thinking of assaulting me.
一般論ね。
I'm just talking in general. You know, the cliche scenario. She stopped talking and turned red. It was so cute I thought she was actually doing it on purpose. Man, was she drunk. And we were just on our second cans.
じゃあこういうのは止めないともっとひどいことになる。それはさすがに忍びないなとか。
Then how about this? If I don't let you stay here, something even worse would happen and I feel really bad.
ごめん。もうちょっと詳しく。
Care to elaborate?
この辺りには怖い野生動物が出ます。明日にはこの人はズタズタに引き裂かれてしまうかもしれません。
There's some scary wild animals around here. You might have gotten torn up and eaten.
このまま見捨てたらとても寝覚めの悪い思いをするかもしれません。それならまあ止めてあげようかしら。
That'd have left a bad taste in my mouth, so I figured I'd just let you stay instead.
なるほど。リスクと善意を天秤にかけるってわけか。これは想定外。
I see. So you're balancing risk and goodwill. Didn't expect that.
想定外か。この人だいぶ悪い人なんじゃないかって気がしてきたな。
Really now? You got any idea how much of a bad guy you seem now?
そう
Huh? I do?
だって善意を選択肢に入れる前に殺人鬼とかアリバイとかエロエロとかさ。
I mean, you assumed I was a thirsty perv, a serial killer, or need an alibi before considering I was just a nice person.
ヘロエロは君が言い出したんでしょうが。
You're the one who brought up the perv thing.
そうだったっけ？で、答えは？
Details, details. So what's the right answer?
これって単なるバカ話じゃないの？
Huh? We're not just messing around?
正解者には素敵なプレゼント。不正解者はブッシュブッシュ殺します。
Always assume the best in people. Come on now. Get it right and I'm giving you a nice present. Get it wrong and you're dead. Sploosh sploosh. Sploosh sploosh indeed. Seriously? Oh, Keaton 20. Look at that. I mean, the option I want to pick is not up here. I'm gonna go not perv. I'm gonna go desperate doesn't seem right either. Fuck. You know, I mean, the option I wanted to pick was that she was luring me into basically like a trap and wanted to murder me. You need an alibi, kind of, is slightly, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump from that. You'd feel guilty if you let me die. I'm gonna say alibi. It's kind of a weird option. Let's go with it. Sure.
ピンポーン正解です。
No, she's just saying that. I could have picked anything. she's just fucking with me. Anything, she would have been like, oh yeah, perv, you're right. Ding ding ding, you're right. I knew it.
いやー、だって怪しいと思わなかった？こんな真夜中にあんな場所で何やってたのって。
Seriously, what did you think I was doing there so late? Weren't you suspicious?
それは確かに。
Good point.
あそこで何かしらやばいことをしてたのはもう確定として、それをごまかすのに好都合な証言者が登場みたいな。
Assuming it's up to something real bad, your testimony would help hide it. How convenient.
おお。
Whoa.
あるいは迷い込んだ山中の集落でサイコが襲撃なんて夢があるよね。地球ホラーのお約束だよね。
Or maybe the settlement you stumbled into is actually the haunt of a murder psycho. Happens all the time in B-grade horror flicks.
しかもこのクイズ、不正解時のペナルティが殺人という露骨なネタばらしが仕込まれていたしね。
And by saying you'd kill me if I got the answer wrong, you just spoiled the whole plot. It was you all along.
しまった天然だ。恥ずかしい。こいつは口封じに殺すしかないね。
Oh no, I'm such an airhead. How embarrassing. Now I gotta kill you to make sure no one finds out.
正解商品も殺人とは。
Winners get death too?
じゃあ知恵み食べます？
Huh? Want me as a prize instead? No. Nope. I'm a gentleman. Nope.
が
Oh no. Anyway, this girl was actually pretty sharp. She really had a way with words and knew how to capitalize on it. Sure. It almost felt like she was implying that I couldn't let my guard down just because I was a guy. I admitted she was pretty damn attractive, but I felt like I'd have more fun just talking about lewd stuff than acting on it. Sure. 5/12. Okay, so it is May 12th now. I assume I just went to bed or something. The last thing I remembered was our little "when was the last time you pissed yourself while sleeping" talk. I had to tell her about the time I got so drunk I wet my pants in the middle of the boarding house. She laughed so hard she started frothing at the mouth and passed out. I woke up with a splitting headache. Oh man. Morning already? Light poured in through the frosted window. I pulled out my phone and checked the time. 7 in the morning. I'd gone to sleep somewhere between 2 and 3, which probably wasn't quite enough sleep. At least I didn't wake up to some horror movie scene. The building wasn't in ruins and the girl wasn't actually a skeleton. Though, in a way, this might have been worse. She was spread out on the floor on the other side of the mini table. Her breathing was mixed with some weird gurgling sounds. Oh god. Get her help. Help her! I hesitantly looked at her. Alcohol poisoning. No. That's a dramatic way to jump to conclusion. The saint that saved me from the hell I was in last night had puked in the middle of her sleep. Oh god. Nope. Maybe I'm right. Hold? Maybe I'm onto something? What was I supposed to do here? As a guest, I couldn't really be too harsh on her.
Chiemi-chan?
Is she fine? Chiemi-chan! Pew. She wasn't waking up. Well, I just do what little I could. I assume it's saying, like, she, like, puked beside herself, like, as she, not, like, puked to the point where you're, like, in danger of, like, choking on your own vomit in the middle of your sleep. Like, I assume we're not getting, like, that dramatic right now. She seems in a fine state. There. That should be good enough. I'd use tons of toilet paper, to clean up her mess and flush it down the toilet. That's not good. Can't. Toilet paper for, like, a puke mess? Aye. That's unfortunate. Ew. It left a stain on the floor, but it was dirty to begin with, so whatever. Plus, it's not your place. You don't have to worry about it. You're doing enough by cleaning it up slightly. This is not your problem after once you leave here. This is not your problem. I'd even wet a towel and cleaned her face. Even then, she showed no signs of waking up. Some of it was on her hair and clothes. Ew, but I figured it was best if she took care of that herself.
Chiemi-chan.
Chiemi-chan.
朝
Morning. The first hint of consciousness so far today.
ちょっと出ておくから。
I'll be leaving for a bit. Without waiting for a response, I walked to the entrance. She'd have to take a shower and change and all that, so I'd kill time outside. I stepped into my still damp shoes with my bare feet. My socks were in the washing machine with the towel she gave me to wipe my legs, and reached for the doorknob. I opened the door and was greeted by a gust of wind. The raindrops gathered on the leaves of the tree next to the building flew right into my face, making me grimace. The rain from last night was already over. The sky was pretty clear, but despite that, I noticed the visibility of my surroundings was poor. The building was surrounded by leaves. The old structure was basically buried in a forest of trees about as tall as itself. There were branches poking into the exposed hallway. It almost felt like they'd reach out and grab me if I wasn't careful. I know this is a weird point to be bringing this up, but I can't tell if I like the font of this game or not. When you're reading a visual novel out loud, like, it's such an underrated thing, but like the font is like something like an ease of like reading it and everything is such a thing. And I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I've definitely seen worse fonts. But I don't know if I'm into it. Again, such a weird thing to, I think, poke at, but whatever. Did I read that line? Before I got sidetracked? It almost felt like they'd reach out and grab me. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, I kind of felt like I was in an overgrown ruin. I turned around and saw the room and Chiemi just as I left them. Yep, it was all real. I closed the door. There were other rooms in this building, which made me wonder if they were occupied. Hell, I wondered the same thing about the area in general. I pushed the branches aside to see if there were other buildings nearby. Suddenly, something entered my vision. Oh, it didn't feel right. Something that shouldn't have been there. I think she's going to start telling me about how to advance the text and telling me about the video sharing functions. The leaves I moved revealed a woman clad in curious clothing. Clad in curious clothing. The moment I recognized her as such, she opened her closed eyes. Did our eyes meet? Another strong wind. I shielded my face from the spray of raindrops. When I looked outside again, the woman was nowhere in sight. Was that an illusion? If not, then what? What kind of place was this? It could have been a real Hicksville, a marginal village, a bunch of actual ruins, or an illegal settlement. I had some theories, but I set them aside for now. It seemed like a place worth exploring, regardless. I went down the stairs and found no sign of the woman, or anyone else, for that matter. A short distance away from the building, I turned around, and sure enough, it was pretty much covered in trees. I'm just really curious. Let me see what this looks like. What do we have here? What's going on in this? Okay, so it breaks it down even further. And then visually shows the key. Okay. Alright, I was just curious. A short distance away from the building, I turned around. Sure enough, it was pretty much covered in trees. I went to the place where I saw the woman. There were footprints in the grass here. Maybe I'd find her if I followed them. They led me to an open area. It was unused, but it looks like someone was trying to do something with it. Was it supposed to be a construction site? Even if it was clearly abandoned. There were large rocks and loads of sediment near a prefab. From what I could tell, there had been a giant landslide which forced them to stop construction. The fact that plant growth was still minimal meant that it had happened fairly recently. Footprints seemed to be going down the hill next to the site. Following them, I finally saw something that could be called civilization. There was a set of paddy fields with houses nearby. So this actually was a settlement. What a relief. I decided to keep following the footprints and approach the settlement. I came across another unpaved path that was clearly used by people and cars. It was lined with weeds and bushes reaching up to my waist. It was home to caterpillars and grasshoppers, among other things. Spiders no exception. There's no shortage of insects there, so it was a good place for a net. I wasn't particularly scared of spiders, but I didn't like them either. At least they were just harmless orb weavers. Regardless, I avoided these bushes just in case, and followed the path like the good city boy I was. There was a large boulder surrounded by grass. It was strangely tall, making it look like it was put there by people. On its dewy surface, there was a gray tree frog, ready to go after the many insects scattered about. I walked a bit further and came across a house with a small field nearby. The field's location made it safe to assume it belonged to the inhabitants. If there were inhabitants anyway, couldn't see anyone. If there were inhabitants anyway, I guess I should read it like, I couldn't see anyone, and just like always, there was grass everywhere. There was another boulder standing next to the house. This one was obviously placed there by human hand. What was the point? Was it a monument or something? The footprints continued into the field. The wet mud on the field was full of small, young, but healthy-looking rice plants. If you ignored the standing boulders in the area, the place looked like a normal farming village. I was both relieved and worried at the same time. From what I saw, there weren't any other buildings beside the ones in the settlement. Everything beyond was just mountains, meaning that this place was completely isolated. And I was a complete outsider. There was no way things would go well if I ran into a random local. I belatedly crouched to hide myself a bit. It was probably best for me to go back. Shammy might have been looking for me. Go back to her! She surely has cleaned up the throw-up by now. Suddenly, I heard a sound. I looked for its source and found a speaker on a wooden utility pole in the middle of a small plaza. A morning broadcast? I never heard this tune before. It was cheerful at first, but had some parts that seemed really dark. I found it unsettling. It's the Werewolf song. Everyone knows the Werewolf song. Perplexed, I stopped walking, and what happened next made me hide myself. There was a person in the area densely surrounded by houses, but they weren't normal. Oh, old! What was with that appearance? What was that on her face? Though I was a fair distance away, I could see an old woman with some sort of cloth over her face shakily walk out from between the buildings. Oddly enough, there were boulders even there. But even weirder was the fact she walked up to one of them, lightly joined her hands, and bowed her head before it, her face still hidden. Then, all was silence. It actually looked like she was revering it. To me, it looked like she was praying to it. This was bad. Really bad. I wandered into a settlement with a unique culture, to put it lightly. Forget causing trouble. An outsider like me could get killed here. I just turned around and ran for it. What a weirdo. I dashed up the hill, past the house, through the construction site, until I arrived back at the apartment building. Shammy looked like a relatively reasonable person. Maybe she could tell me what was up. It just hit me that the way she described this place was somewhat weird. She basically said it wasn't normal.
あるいは、ちえみちゃんが恐るべき殺人鬼で僕を酔っ払わせてぶっ殺す。
Or maybe you're a serial killer who brought me here just to get... Try that again. Or maybe you're a serial killer who brought me here just to get me drunk and kill me.
はあ、ヤマンバ。いいね。ブッシュブッシュ殺しちゃう。
Whoa, so I'm some evil mountain witch now. Sounds great. I'll kill you really good. Splosh, sploosh, splot, whatever. No way. What if she was actually the bait they used to lure outsiders here? Horrifying. Eventually, the broadcast stopped. Shammy still hadn't come out of her room. She didn't respond even when I knocked or called out to her. I didn't have to worry about this, right? That just made my inexplicable unease grow worse. What if this was a trap? Was I in a dangerous situation? I had to talk to her. If she was a normal person, anyway. Maybe my best option was to run away right now. I wouldn't know where to run. Couldn't remember the path we'd taken here. Though I was pretty sure we'd went uphill, so maybe I had to go down. If I avoided the settlement and went back to the mountain stream, I could escape by following the wild roads. That was my best option, even with the difficulties considered. Thankfully, I'd taken my bag with me. I took out a 5,000 yen note and put it in Chiami's newspaper box. It was payment for last night's beer. The moment I turned around to take my leave, the door to the room next to the staircase opened slightly with a creak. I saw an eye glaring at me through the gap. Ah! Her high-pitched scream pierced my eardrums. I screamed too, scared shitless, and ran for it. Suddenly, I stepped onto the wet hallway floor at a bad angle. I fell. Thud, thud, thud.
Haru-chan! どうした?
Haru-chan, what's wrong?
ああ、誰このおっちゃん。
Whoa, who's this old guy?
あなた誰ですか?
Old.
っていうか大丈夫ですか?
Who are you? And are you alright? The reasonable sounding voice prompted me to shake off the pain and raise my head. Some people. There were two boys in formal looking school uniforms.
大丈夫ですか?
Are you alright? He repeated the question.
ちょっと驚いただけで。
Yeah, I was just startled.
おっちゃん、知恵ねえの友達？
You friends with Chieni? Chieni? Chieni?
ああ、
Chieni?
ちえみちゃんのことか。
Oh, you mean Chiemi-chan?
大学のお知り合いですか? お知り合いが来るなんて聞いてなかった。
Are you a friend of hers from college? She didn't tell us anyone was visiting.
いや、いろいろあって助けられた。
Yeah, we go way back.
怪しいものじゃないんだ。怪しく見えるだろうけど。
Oh, I just got into some trouble and she helped me out. There's nothing shady about me, though I know that's hard to believe.
怪しいな、おっちゃん。
It really is, old man.
どうすればいいのかな。とりあえず、名前は久石春明と言います。
Man, how do I handle this? Anyway, my name's Haruaki Fusaishi.
僕は織部安永です。
Oh man, more
こっ
names.
ちは鴨志田近持。
I'm Yasunaga Oribe. This is Chikamochi Kamoshida. Close enough.
モッチーだ。
Just Mochi is fine. Ah, Mochi's a cute name. Nickname, Mochi. Mochi, you're adorable. Look at a little hat. A name. Good to know. If I called him that, maybe he'd stop calling me old man. I was only 24.
それでこっちが。春ちゃん何してんの?
And this is Haru-chan. What are you doing?
だって知らない人が。
We don't know him. Apparently, this Haru-chan was the person who looked at me through the gap in the door and screamed.
とりあえず大丈夫そうだから出ておいでよ。
He seems safe. Come out. A moment later, she slammed the door shut, and after a few more moments of hesitation, opened it again. Oh, she's got little pins, and a armband, and things. Whoa. She looked like a student too, except her fashion sense was exceptionally flashy.
あなた、誰ですか?
Who are you?
久石春明と言って、この近くでバイクで事故って、芹沢千恵美さんに助けられたんだ。
Name's Haruaki Fusaishi. I crashed my motorbike nearby and Chiemi Serizawa-san helped me out.
それって、もしかして、昨日の夜、知恵ねえの部屋に。
Wait, are you saying you spent the night in her room?
止めてもらった。
You floozy? Yeah, I did. She cut my words short with her ear-piercing shriek.
どうして騒がしかったと思った。何考えてるの。嫁入り前の女性の家に不潔。
So that's why it was so noisy. What were you thinking? You're not supposed to enter an unmarried girl's room. It's indecent.
それはその通りで、僕もちょっと躊躇はしたんだけど、千恵美ちゃんが親切で。
Yeah, I was hesitant too, but Chiemi-chan was kind enough to let me in.
ちえみちゃん、あれなれしい。それじゃあもしかして知恵ねえが出てこないのって
Why are you acting like you've known her your whole life? Wait, she's not getting out. Don't tell me you.
ドアに5000円挟んであるじゃん。
There's a 5,000 yen note in the door. No. Ear-shattering scream.
夫妻さん、まさか。
Don't tell me you.
違う。単に昨日お酒をおごられたからそのお返しで。
No. She just gave me lots of booze. I'm paying back for that.
チエネーの体が5000円って
Oh, how unfortunate. Chieni's body's worth way more than that.
ただれてるな。
How dissolute. The hell are these kids saying?
ああ、君、助けてくれないか。
Hey, can you help me out?
初対面で女性の部屋でお酒を飲んだんですか？
You drank
そしてチエネは出てこない。
You drank with a girl you just met, and she's not coming out. Crap. I had no allies here.
一体何事？
What's going on? And so the subject of the conversation joined in.
おお、ちえみちゃん、君からも事情を説明。
Oh, Jimmy-chan, can you tell me what happened last night? Or tell them what happened last night? Something was off about her aura. Oh shit, her aura's off. Oh no, I'm in trouble. What happened to the lively girl she'd been yesterday?
チエネ、まさか。
Jenny, did you...
恥ずかしいとこを見られちゃった。
Man, this is embarrassing.
おお。
Whoa!
いや、ちょっと待って、ちょっと。
Oh wait, hold on. Stop.
もう嫁いけない。
What is going... I can't be a bride anymore. Ear piercing. Ear piercing shriek. Man. Excuse me. Man, what a mess. I think I might have to go get some water here in a sec. Though Chiemi's face was all pale, she was actually grinning. She obviously had a bad hangover, but that didn't stop her from messing around. Okay, let's do that real quick. I'm going to take a super quick BRB, and I'll go get some water. Just give me like 3 or so minutes probably, and then we'll be back. I'll be right back. Short little break. Alright, I think that was like 3 minutes. I don't know, I was running there towards the end. She still got it funny for that, dude. Yeah, we gotta appreciate someone committing to a bit, even in a hungover state. You know, I appreciate it. Let's see. After calming everyone down, Chiemi explained what actually happened. How we met in the middle of the night. How she let me stay out of goodwill. Wait. How she let me stay. Okay. How we drank ourselves silly and how nothing happened between us. I've never heard it phrased like that.
いやー、久々に深酒しちゃって思いっきり入っちゃったよ。春明さん、お見苦しいとこ申し訳ない。
Man, it's been so long since I drank that much. Guess I wasn't prepared for it and puked it out. Sorry I had to see that, Haruaki-san.
ああ、いや、それはいいんだけど。
Hey, I don't mind it. I like this guy's like Mochi's like sprite, like action pose. Also, damn, other girl give me the fucking stink eye here. That Hard-chan girl still looked at me funny.
非常識。
Absurd.
ああ、申し訳ない。昨日は本当に疲労困憊でね。つい好意に甘えてしまったんだ。
I would imagine these are the people I'm going to be playing some kind of metaphorical game of werewolf with, and she's going to be coming in with some preconceived feelings about me and always going to just come after me. Very unfortunate, potentially. Anyway, sorry. I was so tired yesterday that I couldn't refuse her kindness.
まあ知恵ねえだしな。雑把だよな。
Well, this is Chieni we're talking about. She does whatever she wants.
事情も事情だし、年寄りたちも納得するかな。
He's got good reasons for being here, too, so maybe the elders will understand.
ちなみに、会ったのってどこです？
Where did you find him anyway?
それはね。
Well,
下の方の河原だよ。
next to the river further down. My words made everyone change their expressions.
それはちょっと。
That's a bit...
大騒ぎだ。
a big deal.
2日連続で2人もだなんて。
2 people over just 2 days.
もしかしてまずいこと言った？
Did I say something bad?
はあ、まあいずれバレることよ。さっきあれだけ大騒ぎしちゃったから休みず中に知れちゃったろうし。
Sigh. It was gonna get out sooner or later. We made quite a scene, so wouldn't be surprised if everyone in Yasumizu already knows.
君、2日連続で2人もって何のこと？
Hey, what did you mean by 2 people over just 2 days?
触らないで。汚い。
Don't touch me, you're filthy. Alright, lady, fucking attitude. Jesus. I was trying to touch her and I wasn't filthy. Sure, I hadn't had a bath in over a day, but still.
君、何が騒ぎになるの？
Hey, you, why is it a big deal?
タエバあたりが拒否ってなる。
Taiba's gonna go E. Well, that sure sounded bad.
詳しい話を聞かせてくれない？
What? Come again? Can you tell me more?
ちょっと説明は難しいんですけど、まあここは田舎なんで、町といろいろ違うってことですよ。
It's a bit complicated. For now, just keep in mind that this is the countryside. Things are different here than in the city. This guy here was Oribe-kun. Or Oribe-kun? Ignore Chiemi, and he was the easiest person to talk to.
どうすればいいかな？
What should I do?
まあちえみがなんとかしましょう。学生諸君はとりあえずご飯行かないと。
Just leave it to me, alright? And it's time for students to eat, isn't it?
この混乱には乗るっきゃない。
Huh? But I want to see where this mess goes.
乗るっきゃなくないもっち。とりあえず行っちゃいな。私らちょっと遅れていくから。
No, you don't. Just go already. We'll catch up.
まあちょっと時間ずらした方がいいよね。揉めそうだし。
Well, guess it's best to go separately. There's probably gonna be some disagreements.
さすがヤスくん、察しがいいぞ。ごめんけど、二人のお守りよろしくね。
Yeah, I need you to understand, Yasukun. Take care of them for me, alright? Sure.
もう知恵ね、子供扱いはやめてよ。
Stop treating me like a child.
そうだ、うんこしてやるぞ。
Yeah, I swear I'll poop on you. Thanks for making me read that out, game.
ほらほら行くぞ、モッチーにハルちゃん。
Let's just get going, you two. And so, the students walked off toward the stairs. It was kind of easy to tell what sort of relationship they had. Anyway,
彼らがこの建物の他の住人？
so they live in this building too?
そういうこと。学生寮だからね、ここ。
Yep, it's a student dorm, you know. A student dorm? In this Hicksville? Still, my senses have betrayed me. There actually were other people here.
ちなみに春明さん、他の人と出会ってトラブったりしてないよね。
By the way, you didn't run into anyone else and get in trouble, right?
うん。一応それ警戒してたから。
Yeah, I was careful on that front.
ならよかった。よし、ちょっとしたら食堂に行きましょう。
Good. Let's get ready to go to the dining hall.
朝食？
Oh, for breakfast?
の、朝食は今から食べてください。
Nope.
食堂へは一応面通しをしに行くの。
Nope. Eat your breakfast now. We'll go to the dining hall to introduce you. Now, I gotta already say, and maybe we'll get into this, maybe he'll get into it, but like, why is he so chill with like being incorporated into this thing? Like, was this always the plan? Is he just going along with it? Like, I would be like, hey, I was only here for a night. Like, I need to go. I don't need to be incorporated into this system. Like, I'm fine. This is where me and him, I think, would differ, is that I would immediately, despite the kindness it seems they're showing towards me, I'd be like, I'm not here to assimilate. I'm here to peace out now. Wherever the fuck I was going on my bike, I'm gonna keep going. Unless there's something I missed where he can't go anymore. But even if the bike is, I don't know, is the bike broken? I didn't forget exactly, but like, I would just start walking. Just go. I probably would have left in the middle of the night. No, not in the middle of the night. I had a lot of alcohol. I probably would have gone early in the morning. Just get out.
誰と？
Don't trust this. I don't easily trust a random village or settlement or whatever this is. Huh? To who?
よそ者が皿長からやってきたってことに文句を言いそうな人たち。
Okay, bike was still wherever it was left in whatever state it was post-crash. Okay, yep, then I just start wandering into the forest. Honestly, I'm already sketched out by like a bunch of randos all of a sudden. Like some weird village settlement thing. I've read too many stories. I've seen too many things where this doesn't end well. This could be bad. To whoever has a problem with an outsider coming from Saranaga. Oh, so like that Taiba person, huh?
お世話になります。
I'm in your hands then.
いいってことです。その代わり、朝のことは秘密で。
It's fine. If you're that grateful, keep what happened this morning a secret.
そりゃもちろん。ところで、皿長って何？あの河原？
Sure thing. What's Saranaga, anyway? That river?
そう、皿長の瀬っていう川だけど、あの辺まとめて皿長って呼ぶの。
Yep.
ちょっと曰くのある場所でね。
Yep. The river's called Saranaga Rapids, but the area around it is called Saranaga. The place has some cultural significance.
曰く。
It does?
うん。あの川は汚れていて、死人が帰ってくるみたいな伝説がね。
Yep. They say it's a corrupt place where the dead return from the other side. Oh. So that's why they reacted like that.
他にもその手のルールというか、しきたりみたいなのが？
Any other rules or customs I should be aware of?
たくさんあります。なので基本、ちえみちゃんにお任せを。
Oh, there's lots. So just leave everything to me, alright? Gladly, on all fronts.
ちなみに、身の危険とかは？
If I may ask, am I in danger? It's a good question.
ない
Yes,
な
100%.
い。でもいろいろ不愉快な思いをする前に早く出ていけた方がいいかも。
Nope, but you should try to escape before something unpleasant happens to you.
そのための根回しに行くと。
And you're gonna lay the groundwork for that, huh?
そうそう。
Yep, yep. The settlement I strayed to was a weird place, but at least the guide was reliable. And she wanted me to leave ASAP, huh? That was depressing. Get out of there. The lady you say that you trust is telling you to get out. Just leave. Hurry before you're suckered into a social deduction game of death. If you die in the game, you die in real life. Help yourself. Shiemi gave me some cup ramen for breakfast. She boiled the water in a small electric kettle. I gotta say, I don't know how actually the werewolf kind of like game like unfolds actually. Obviously, I know nothing. I've just been playing this for 2 hours, but in my head, I just keep thinking like this village is ruled by them playing this like social little party game, and they're just like, and I'm like, you don't know what's coming. Don't play the game with them. You're in trouble. Chimmy gave me some cup ramen for breakfast. She boiled the water in a small electric kettle. Nothing is worse than being pulled into a social deduction type game at like a party or something with a bunch of people that you don't want to play it with. Like, and this is part of why I talked so much about like how much I love Gnosia and everything and how well it was. But like, I'm very firm in the mindset that like standard party social deduction games, whether they are in person or even games, I never played it, but like obviously like Among Us or something, right? Like can be so soured and like not fun by the type of people or the group that you're playing with. Like it takes the exact balance of like the right people. I don't even want to say like all friends, because even some friends suck at games like that, you know? And they just ruin everything. So like I just, in my head, I visualize him and these people that already are kind of hostile to him, and they go and they play this werewolf game, and he's just like, I don't want to be here. Like, that would be me. I'd be like, I don't want to play this game with you guys. Can I just leave, please? Really easy for things to get a little personal or people going a little too hard. Yeah, exactly. It's like, there's so many things that could go wrong in games like that. Like you're saying, people taking it weirdly personal, people not trying enough, people trying too hard, people not understanding that it's kind of supposed to be fun, people not, like, there's so many things, like little aspects in like a social game like that, where generally I don't like playing games like that because I'm so highly, there's just so much things that can like throw it off, you know what I mean? That's how I put it. Like, I mean, there was a party I went to sometime last year, and it was fine, and the party was fine, and I had fun with a lot of friends, but there was also a lot of people that I didn't know, and then somehow a big, like, I forget what the game was called, but we got pulled into some, like, social party game kind of thing, like deduction, kind of like that, and it was a big to-do, and it was a bunch of people, and it was, like, a lot of people, and, like, at least half the people were like pulled into it and they didn't even want to play. So then it was already like it just wasn't a fun experience. I was like, come on, don't make me do this. That's when I start wandering into the forest. Get me out of here. The girl herself was too hungover to eat anything. I did take the opportunity to pay her back for last night's drinks in person though. Then we made our way to the dining hall.
この岩って何なの?
What are these boulders?
一応お守りみたいなもの昔からあるよ
They're like charms, I guess. They've been here forever.
よそでは見たことないよ
I've never seen anything like them anywhere else.
ああ言われたらそうかも
Oh yeah, I guess they're kind of unique to this area. She led me along a narrower path than I'd followed earlier. Didn't seem like any cars used this one. It was very farmy, I guess. This area was also littered with those boulders. Some were cracked, broken, or half buried in the fields. They were clearly religious symbols, but it didn't look like they were that important these days. Or were they? Now that I knew I was safe, I once again became curious about this place.
人だ
Oh, there's a person. He was working on the field.
匠兄ちゃんだ。おはよ
That's Takumi Nichan. Morning! Chami waved her hand. The man responded, but then froze mid-wave.
う。じゃあ行きましょう。
Let's go.
いいの？多分あの人僕の存在に驚いたんじゃ。
Are you sure we should? The guy looked pretty surprised to see me.
大丈夫。どうせ後で食堂に来るから、説明はその時にするってことで。
Don't worry. He'll be at the dining hall soon. We'll explain things then. Well, if she said so. As an outsider, I had no choice but to rely on her. This was the part of the village I saw this morning, where the buildings were more densely packed. I didn't notice it back then, but it was actually kind of weird. Basically, it felt desolate. The wooden bungalows, in particular, were more or less overgrown, buried in tall grass and other greenery. If this was all I saw in the village and someone told me it was abandoned, I would have easily believed them. However, two of the buildings stood out. There was a hall right beyond the hill. It wasn't that big, but it looked grand and well maintained. The other building was obviously the dining hall. It looked a bit dirty, but I could tell there were people inside. From what I could tell, it was the most lively place in this poor excuse for a community. Yeah, let's shit talk this place. Suddenly, the three students walked out, chatting about something.
あ、知恵ね。と、久石さん。
Ah, Jenny. And Fusaishi-san.
再度おはよう。ちょっと遅くない？
Morning again. Aren't you late?
モッチーがバカなことばっか言って遅くなっちゃったんだもん。
We took forever because Mochi doesn't stop saying nonsense.
そうだ、僕が悪だ。味噌汁をよこせ。
Yes, I am evil. Give me miso soup.
まあ早足なら間に合うでしょう。みんなしっかり勉強しといで。
Oh, you'll make it if you hurry. Behave in class, you guys. Half dashing, the three ran up the path we came from.
みんな高校生なんだ。
They're all in high school, huh?
そう。山をぐーっと登ったところに分校があるんだ。
Yep.
私も3年前まで通ってたな。
Yep. There's a branch school all the way up the mountain. I was going there myself 3 years ago.
やたら不便だね。
Sounds like a hassle.
それでもみんなあの寮に住める分優遇されてるんだけど。
It's not all bad. At least we get to live in that dorm. Chami was entirely straight-faced. There wasn't even a hint of a smile.
さあ、気合を入れて入りましょう。
All right, let's get psyched.
そうしましょ
Yeah.
気合入んない。
I'm not convinced. We laughed a little and passed the curtain.
いらっしゃい。あら、
Welcome. Oh. The inside was as aged as the outside, but it looked well maintained.
ちえみちゃん、お客さん？
Is he a visitor, Chami-chan? The hostess-looking lady asked. Though somewhat aged and fatigued, she was definitely beautiful. This fucking guy. Can't help but recognize... I mean... There were two others beside her. Oh! One was a lady in her 70s or 80s. She was probably the one I saw this morning. The silhouette matched. The other was a man. Oh, man. The other was a man who seemed a bit younger than her. Probably in his late 60s. Though they were just sitting there, there was a menacing aura about them.
紹介するね。久石春明さん。昨日の晩、皿長で迷ってたのを千恵美が保護しました。
I'll introduce him. This is Haruaki Fusaishi. I found him at Saranaga last night and took him into my care. They're petrified. Their reactions were powerful. That's one word to describe it. The lady gasped, while the two elders rose to their feet with alarm. The tension that was already there the moment I walked in reached its peak.
気にするのもわかるけど、これは単なる偶然です。
I know you're concerned, but this is just a coincidence.
あの子と違って、この人は素性が明らかだし、バイクで旧道に突っ込んで事故ったって非常に気の毒な事情もある。
Unlike that little girl, he knows exactly where he came from. He went on an old path with his bike and crashed. It's actually really sad.
そんなわけで、我々としてはこの人がちゃんと帰れるように手伝ってあげるのがいいと千恵美は思います。
That's why I think we should help him leave.
どうですか?
What do you think?
皆様方。
Oh, I cut her off maybe. After saying all that, Chami fell silent. The ball was in their court now. Now that is troubling. The lady voiced a harmless opinion, careful not to upset the old people. It was pretty clear who was in charge. They were elders in more ways than one. Alright, we got old person voice. Chi-chan, why did you even go to Saranaga at night? Me and my 2.5 voices I have. I had a hunch. I guess, you know what happened? I couldn't fall asleep. Then he's gotta be a Yomibito. Shut it, Taiba. From the conversation, it was pretty clear that something had happened before I arrived here. It was... Sorry, I got distracted by something. It was probably similar to what happened with me. She'd mentioned some little girl. Perhaps it was a child who wandered in here like I did. According to Chiemi, the Saranaga Rapids were a place of significance around here. It was a place from which dead people came to life, or whatever. Oh, so this Tai must have been the Yee lady that Boyd mentioned, and the Yomibito must have been a term for the dead who came from there. Apparently, the primary goal here was convincing these elders to approve helping me. Fucking don't even help me. Just let me go. I'll just go. Just walk. Pick a direction and just start moving those feet. We don't need help. I mean, I know he was talking about how he was lost or whatever, but I mean, you saw the clerk, you got a map, you got fucking sketchy place. Get out of there. That's, I don't, just leave. Escape. It's not like you're trapped, like physically trapped, I don't think. I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh, but like I'm seeing this, I'm reading this situation, I'm like, just there's too many warning signs. Leave. You had a nice night with the young lady, and you drank a bunch of alcohol, and you got to sleep away and out of the rain. Count that a blessing. Get out of there. You didn't die. You didn't die the first night. Leave. Where are you from? The old man's voice put my derailed mind back on track.
Hi. Tokyo desu.
I'm from Tokyo. How old are you?
年は24です。
24? Older than Chie, eh? He chuckled. I immediately realized he was taking a jab at me for hiding behind a younger girl.
申し遅れました。房石春明です。芹沢さんにも紹介された通り、バイクで事故って迷い込みました。
Nice to meet you. I'm Haruaki Fusaishi. Like she said, I wandered into town after my bike crashed.
どうやら僕はここでは異分子のようで、変なことを言ったりしたりして、皆さんに迷惑かけたくないなと。
I seem to be a total outsider here, so I didn't want to speak out of turn.
それで、芹沢さんに紹介をお願いしたんですが、僕から改めてお願いします。
That's why I asked her to talk on my behalf, but I think I should say something at least.
すぐ出て行きますから、それまでは僕の存在を多めに見ていただけないかと。
I won't trouble you any longer than I have to, so I'd be grateful if you pardon my brief stay.
それと、僕を助けてくれた芹沢さんを責めないであげてください。
And please don't blame her for helping me.
春明さん。
Hey, Haruaki-san.
おそらく芹沢さんは、ここの常識を外れたところで、僕を助けてくれたんだと思うんです。
He's making
学
quite
生たち
an
もみんな
assumption
驚い
here.
てた。
I think she went against this village's customs by helping me out. The students also seemed surprised.
まあ
My.
これでも大人です。自分の責任は自分で取りますし、皆さんにかけた迷惑は可能な限り償います。
I'm an adult. I'm willing to take responsibility for any trouble I caused as best I can.
ですので、どうかお願いします。
So, please put up with me. I bowed my head.
ちゃんとしとる、タイバ。
He seems alright to me, Taiba.
あたしゃすかんわね。そんなに髪茶色に染めてから。
No, I don't know what that voice was. Let me try that. Let me try that again. Don't know about that. Look at his hair, all colored brown. Brown is the fucking devil's color. Shit, I forgot I didn't look very presentable to more traditionalist people.
よそは皆こうよ。はよ返せばええ。
Outsiders all like that. Just help them get out of here, that says. Let me try reading that again. I got so wrapped up in the voice, the gruff, I did not get what he was saying there. Clearly. Outsiders all like that. Just help them get out of here, I says.
ほいじゃあ好きにしなさいね。
Do what you want. I guess I got their half-hearted approval.
春秋。春か。うちの孫も春じゃ。紛らわしい。
Haruaki. Haru, eh? Like my granddaughter. What a mess.
あ、もしかして
Oh, so that means you're...
そう、はるちゃんのおじいさんの牧島勘三さんよ。
Yep, he's Haru-chan's grandpa. Kanzo Makishima.
どうも。
A pleasure. I didn't know what else to say. Haru-chan and I weren't on the best of terms so far. Anyway, seemed like we were past the difficult part.
皿長に突っ込んだか。
Drove into Saranaga, eh?
いえ、
His
コン
voice
ビニ
is
で道を
changing.
聞いた後、脇道に入って未舗装になったところで滑り落ちて横転しました。
No, actually, I asked for directions at a convenience store, went down a side road, and ended up losing control on an unpaved section.
で、皿長登ったか。なぜ途中で引き返さねえ。
And then you went in Saranaga. Why didn't you turn around? He wasn't impressed by my choice of actions. It just hit me that I had no idea how much time passed between the crash and my meeting with Chiemi.
わしと匠で見てきちゃる。
Takumi and I'll go see it.
匠は他を見よるわよ。
Takumi's working in the field.
タエバ、追い出す思うて手伝わせ。
It's to get I get a boy out.
カンちゃんはいい
I'm
そ
sorry.
うそうね。
I'm struggling. I'm so bad at reading like I don't know what the term for it would be, but when like people are like when you have like a thick accent or something that cuts off a lot of like consonants or something, and then I'm reading it out loud, like I'm just like I just start going like you never change, Kan-chan.
ばあちゃん、おやさん。
Oh shit! Fucking a man. What's going on here? We're joined by new inhabitants.
ちえみ、こいつは
Jimmy, who's that guy?
あ、たくみ姉ちゃん。
Oh, Takumini-chan. Oh, so he was the one who we saw in the field. Wow, he sure looked big from up close. All that field work was good for his muscles, clearly. And from what I could tell, he was in his 30s. As Shimi introduced me and told him of my situation, I found out his name. Takumi Muro.
ああ、そいつは災難だったな。
He's a mountain of a
おや
man.
さん。
Man, it must have been hard. So, old man Kanzo,
わしとお前で拾う。
we'll pick it up.
だな。ばあちゃん、こいつ助けっからちょっと待っててな。もう農薬は巻き終わってるから、昼から草刈るわ。
Thought so. Taiba-chan, wait a bit while I help the guy. Clearly spread the stuff on the field, so I'll mow the grass at noon. I already spread the stuff, whatever.
匠は優しいね。
What a good boy.
こんなもんなんでもないって。すぐ何もなかったようにできるからよ。
It ain't a big deal. I'll be so quick you'll think nothing happened.
そうね。
Good to hear. Nothing, eh?
お兄ちゃんや。
Boy.
え、僕ですか？
Wait, boy.
はい。
Huh? Me? What is it?
ここは休みず言うてね。あんまりええ場所じゃないんよ。
You're in Yasumitsu. It ain't a good place. It was a place that wasn't good. Not my presence here.
あたしらもよそのもんが苦手だし、よそのもんも触れんがええ。
We don't like outsiders here, and outsiders should let sleeping dogs lie.
じゃから、はよ出てお行き。
So you should hurry and leave.
はい。そのつもりです。
That's the plan.
話はついた感じだ。
So it's settled?
ありがとう匠兄ちゃん。
Yep, thanks, Takamichi-chan. I was beginning to understand how things worked here. Although Kanzo Makshima's voice was the most powerful here, it was also important to get Tai-san's approval. Kanzo-san was probably in charge of tackling the settlement's practical problems, while Tai-san provided spiritual and moral direction. And when it was time to be civilized, Takumi-san came and convinced Tai-san, acting as an intermediary. It looked like Takumi-san himself understood such subtleties, and Chiemi seemed to rely on this side of him. Here you go. The lady brought some tea to the old fork. Perfect timing.
Oh, Kaori-san.
Old fork. Oh, Kaori-san. Looking forward to getting some food. So that was her name. Sure. I'll make a lot. It'll be a reward for waking up early and working hard. Hey, I'm doing it for Yasumizu, Ba-chan, and you. It's nothing, really. Oh my. These two sure seem to get along. They looked about the same age, too. Well, good for them. Would you like something to eat, too? No, thank you. I already ate. Then here's some tea. I can also get you a light snack if you like. What would you say to some onigiri? Oh, that would be...
ごめんなさい。ちょっと急ぎで電話借りていいかな、香織さん。
Sorry, can we borrow the phone? We need it quick. Oh. Sure, but why not have some tea first?
ありがとう。でも本当
The tea is poisoned. She's saving us. She's saving us. The tea is poisoned. The tea is mind controlling. It's got some evil properties. Immediately guess. Thanks, but it's urgent. Let's go, Haruaki-san. Sure. Didn't look like I could say no. Danger tea. We went up the nearby stairs to what seemed like a living space. At the end of the creaky hallway, there was a black rotary phone, a rarity in this day and age.
これがここ、安水唯一の電話だから。
This is only a phone in all of Yasumizu, by the way.
ち
Seriously?
なみに、携帯電話はどのキャリアも通じませんので。
Oh, and not a single mobile service provider works in this area.
そうなのか。でもどこに電話しろって？
Really? Wait, who do you want me to call anyway?
ロードサービスとか保険とか、あと必要なら家族にも連絡。
Road service, insurance, stuff like that. And family, if you have to. AAA, do you have a AAA membership? Fucking tow your car or your truck, find your family? Oh, that made sense. Hell, I should have been the one to say that.
さっきも言ったけど、できるだけここを早く出られた方がいいから、使えるものは何でも使いましょう。
Like I said, it'd be best if you left as soon as possible, so you should use everything you have.
よそ者が歓迎されない場所だから？
Because outsiders aren't welcome here?
そういうことです。
Yep.
それ以上の詮索は無用と。
And I shouldn't pry any further, huh?
春明さんはとっても察しがいい。それはいいことだと思う。
Haruaki-san, I see you catch on quickly. That's good.
ただ、好奇心もとっても強く見える。
But you also seem really curious.
バレたか。
It shows, huh?
バレますとも。でも正直、あんまりいろいろ首突っ込まない方がいいかも。
Of course it does. Honestly, though, you should avoid sticking your nose into things.
どうせすぐに別れるんだし。
Because we'll part ways soon anyway.
その通り。
Exactly.
なんだか寂しいな。
That's kind of sad.
お、ちえみちゃんのメアド御所も？
Oh, you want my contact info? Yes, please.
くれるならぜひ。
Oh, my guy is not smooth at all. He's not smooth. If you're willing to give.
やった！これで男友達53人目。
Yay! That makes you guy number 53 on the list. That's funny. She's good. Honestly, this guy just die? Can we be like at like an hour 3 twist in this game where like he dies and she becomes the main protag? I can just follow her around. She's much more fun. This guy sucks. I don't like this man. I don't like his leather jacket. Leon Kennedy ass wannabe. Fucking give me her.
テンションガタ落ちですわ。
Fuck. I was gonna say a spoiler for another game, but I was gonna say kill the protag, give me someone else. Oh man. Okay. Damn, if that ain't a letdown. We still went on to exchange our info. I can only hope that being number 53 wasn't as big a problem as it sounded.
それはともかく、個人的興味で言えば、何が問題になってて、どんな背景があるのか知りたいのだけど。
Anyway, I'd still like to know the reason why me being here is such a big deal.
おすすめしないな。
I don't recommend it.
なぜかな。
But why?
私が不愉快になるから。
Because it'd make me upset?
あんまり故郷が好きじゃない。
You don't like it here?
うん。正直嫌い。
Yeah, I actually hate it.
ここの人とは仲良さそうに見えるけど。
You seem to get along with the people, though.
ああ、それは見えるだけですね。私相当な問題児だったんで、ご年配方とは結構気まずいよ。
That's just how it looks. I was a major problem child, so I feel kind of awkward around the older folk here. Okay, simple solution. Both me and you, we just pick a direction and we start walking in the forest and we leave. There we go. Simple.
それに、パッと見はわからないいろんなしがらみもある
Big
し。
fan of just leaving.
まあ、住人自体はそんなに嫌いじゃないけどね。
And there's tons of things you can't see right away. Oh, but I can't say I actually hate the people. With that, I decided to stop prying about this place any further. I'd back away before she came to hate me.
あ、でも、一つだけ聞いていい？
Oh, can I ask one thing, though?
いい度胸。
Oh.
何かな？
Ooh, gutsy. Go ahead.
室匠さんのこと好きだったりする？
Do you like that Takumi Muro guy?
え？私が？
What? Me? Like him?
うん。
Yeah.
さすがにそれはないな。匠兄ちゃんかっこいいけど、ごっすぎるし、10以上年違うし、対象外です。
No way. Takumi-chan's cool and all, but he's too rugged and over a decade older than me. He's out of my strike zone.
それに、匠兄ちゃんは昔から香織さん一筋だし。
And he's always only had eyes for Kaori-san.
やっぱそうなんだ。結婚してるわけじゃないの？
Sure felt like it. They married or something?
うん。香織さん未亡人だから。
Nope. Kaori-san's a widow. Well, that seemed complicated. That aside, Chami had been acting a bit strange. Why had she dragged me away from the tea? It seemed so awkward, too. Assuming she hadn't been jealous of Kaori-san and simply wanted her to charm me, it'd mean that she just hadn't wanted me to drink the tea. Why? Also, why'd she feed me cup ramen if I could have just gotten food at the dining hall? It's poison. Dangerous. Dangerous. Looking too deep into things was part of my nature, though things were never as bad as I assumed. I went on to call my insurance company where I found out something. Apparently, this village was hundreds of kilometers away from the nearest service station, meaning I was ineligible for the normal service and had to pay extra. Fucking insurance racket, dude. It's just like an insurance company. I'm about to have to play Werewolf Mafia for my fucking life, and the insurance company's like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to pay extra because you're outside of a service area or whatever. Damn. Just like them. And the extra was no small amount, too. It actually went over 100,000 yen. Also, I could have avoided this if I'd taken a more expensive plan. This was all my own fault for not taking the bike salesman's advice. Shit. I said I would consider it and hung up. Then, I went back to the dining hall. Scam. Insurance scam. Huh? Where did everyone go? The customers had changed completely. Tai-san, Kansa-san, and Takumi-san were gone now. They were replaced by a caricature of a juvenile delinquent. The fuck are you? He shouted at me. He seemed like he was trying too hard. Also seems like he was missing a shirt. He then slammed his bowl and chopsticks on the table and stood up to intimidate me. I'm Haruaki Fusaishi. The hell? You wanna go?
まあ義継初対面の方になんて口の利き方を
Goodness. Yoshitsugu. I'm gonna say, I think it's probably Yoshitsugu. Not Yoshitsugu. Yoshitsugu. You don't talk like that to someone you just met. Shut up, Hag. Ginny, the hell's this asshole?
バイクで事故った旅行者の春明さん。
Haruaki-san, a traveler who crashed his bike. Boy, was that introduction half-assed.
改めてこちら織部香織さんと次男の義継くん、安永くんが長男ね。
Let me introduce them to you. This is Kaori Oribe and her second son, Yoshitsugu-kun. Yasunaga's-kun's the first.
安永くんって朝の彼？
Huh? Yasunaga-kun? The guy you introduced me to this morning?
そう、よく見たら似てるでしょ。
Yep, they may not look at it at first, but they're alike, don't you think? I'm probably saying this name so wrong. Orbs. What an unpredictable family. Stop talking about bro. Oh, sorry, cut you off, sir. Stop talking about bro, you ugly bitch.
そう言われてもな、モテちゃうからな、ちえ姉ちゃんは。
Call me that all you want. I'm confident in my popularity. And from what I'd seen, that confidence was well justified. Fuck off back to the city, you idiot. Stupid dumbass.
どうしよう、春明さん。バカは否定できないかも。
Oh no, Haruaki-san, I don't think I can argue with that.
なんと、ちえみちゃんはバカだったのか。よーし、バカバカ。
Alright. A lame comeback. What? You were an idiot? Alrighty then. Stupid. You're stupid.
ひどい。
Oh, how mean.
言ってやろうぜ、義継くん。バカバカ。
Join me, Yoshitsugi-kun. Stupid.
こんなんだよてめえ。ちえねバカにしてんじゃねえよ。
Huh? The hell? Don't talk shit about Chini. You're pretty conflicted, aren't you?
ごめん、ちえみちゃん。本心じゃないんだ。
Sorry, Chiemi-chan. I was just playing.
おお、見事な連続手のひら返し。このちえみをあっけに取られさせるとはなかなかやるな、春明さん。
Wow, one nice reversal after another. Takes quite a man to surprise me.
ちえみちゃんには負けないぜ。
I just don't want to lose to you, that's all.
付き合ってんのかてめえら。
You dating or something? Boy, did I wish. Boy, am I desperate. Boy, do I wish I was.
いい加減になさい義継。当に遅刻でしょ。着替えて学校。
Stop it, Yoshitsugu. You're already late. Change and go to school.
行かねえよ。
Shut up. I ain't going. Mumbling something, the kid walked out of the dining hall, leaving his half-full bowl behind.
ごめんなさいね。お恥ずかしいところを。
I'm sorry about that. How embarrassing.
根は素直ないい子なんですけどね。
He's a really good boy deep down, though. Yeah, could actually see that. Somewhat.
あ、ところで、牧島さんとムロさんは？
By the way, where are Makishima-san and Muro-san?
あ、もうバイク拾いに出ましたよ。
They went to pick up your bike.
まずい。追いかけないと。
Oh no, gotta hurry after them.
うん、場所は分かってるみたいだったし、大丈夫じゃない？
Hey, they know where it is. They'll be fine, don't you think?
いや、 一応ニュートラルにすれば押せるけどさ、操作わかるのかな。
Well, you just have to set it on neutral and push, but I'm not sure they'll know how to do it.
あとさすがに手伝うべきでしょ。作業が非効率になっちゃまずいし。
And I, of all people, should help. They might go about it the wrong way.
その程度なら手出しはやめときましょう。
If that's all, then you shouldn't bother.
なんで？
Why?
取りも直さず、春明さんがよそ者だからです。長時間一緒に歩くのはちょっとおすすめできない。
Because you're an outsider. I wouldn't suggest spending too much time alone with them. So, we're doing some early game predicting here. So, the game keeps dancing around. A bunch of these characters are dancing around the subject of, like, and they're pretty open about it, about how, like, they're always like, oh, you shouldn't be alone with a person, like they were talking about early on when he was mistaking, like, oh, they thought I had sex with her or something. Like, maybe there's a chance that they're like, oh, you were just alone with her, because I'm going to assume that's whatever the rules of this village or whatever is with the whole werewolf game type situation is that they are all present that and aware of the fact that somehow, I don't know if it's mystical, some magic mumbo jumbo, or it's just whatever, but like somehow the game of werewolf becomes a real thing, and during a nighttime or at some designated time, someone's bad, will try to kill another villager, whatever the case is. They probably have some guardrails to protect themselves each time, but they keep making allusions to like, oh, you shouldn't like be with someone just alone because something bad might happen. They might be randomly chosen, or they could be a bad one. And I assume that's what we're slowly, ever so slowly building up towards, is we keep getting these illusions, and they keep remarking about how like, oh, you shouldn't like, don't eat the soup, or I almost said soup. Don't drink the tea or eat their food because they might be trying to kill you and you just don't know it yet. Oh, you spend a night alone with someone you don't know. Whatever the case is. I assume that's where we're heading. Anyway.
問題になりそうな人たちには思えなかったけど。
Highly subject to be wrong, though. They didn't seem that bad to me.
そりゃ二人とも大人だから。でも基本的にこの知恵みほどオープンな人はここにはそうそういないからね。
That's because they're adults. Don't assume everyone here is as welcoming as me. I'm an exception. Excuse me, I'm an exception.
春明さんは平気かもだけど、一緒にいると向こうがストレス溜めるかもしれない。ただでさえ今普通じゃないから。
You might get along fine, but you might also set them off. This place is already far from normal. Don't risk making it worse.
まあそうね。任せろと言われたら手出しをしない方がいいでしょうね。
She's right, I say. They insisted you leave it to them, so that's what you should do.
そうなんですか。
You think so too?
ええ。安水には安水のやり方がある。男の人たちはそれにこだわるから。
Yes, the men here are pretty serious about Yasumisu having its own way of doing things. I could somewhat understand that. A visitor should behave like one. Doing anything more would be uncalled for. It was an old-fashioned way of thinking, but this was an old-fashioned kind of place for sure.
じゃあ、どこで待とうか。
Where do we wait then?
うちに戻って待ちましょう。
At my place. Expected as much, but it still made me curious. Normally, you'd expect we'd sit around and drink some tea right here, so why didn't we? As we waited, Chiemi, casually but uncomfortably, told me several things. First, found out that the people here in Yasumisu were a bit on edge right now. The reason for that was the fact that, excluding me, they had 3 whole outsiders here. I'd assumed this myself from what I knew so far, but apparently yesterday morning, a little girl was found straying around the Saranaga Rapids. They couldn't even find out her name, let alone who her parents were, so they didn't know how to handle her. For now, one of the inhabitants was looking after her. Like I've been told, the more superstitious inhabitants, Tai-san, mostly, saw her as a bad omen. I suggested leaving her to the police, but Chiemi didn't seem to think it was a good idea. It barely made sense to me, but if I were to believe her, things around here were such that not even the cops could do anything. And apparently, the remaining 2 outsiders were a pair of journalists gathering info for a magazine article. Unlike the little girl and I, they'd come here via the normal route, through Kamifu Jiyoshi, and therefore weren't considered a bad omen or whatever. Still, even normal outsiders put the people here on edge. Through this talk, I also got some details about the area itself. Oh, we got diagrams. Yasumisu was a settlement part of an autonomous region called Fujiyoshi Village, or simply Fujiyoshi. Let me take a look at this real quick. Mountain, river, Yasumisu, pine, cliff. Some kind of symbol. Kami Fujiyoshi up there. Okay. It had also been on the map I've been shown at the store. Fujiyoshi was split into two areas, Yasumisu and Kami Fujiyoshi. They were separated by a mountain. Going to Kami Fujiyoshi took about an hour by foot or 20 minutes by car on the winding but paved road. Yeah. Side note, the school students went to was in Kami Fujiyoshi. Those two settlements had ties so strong they shared customs and culture. Shami said the local seasonal events were quite unconventional. I asked her to elaborate, but all she would say was that Yasumisu had special meaning to Fujiyoshi. Oh shit, it's just like in Higurashi, the festival. Why can't I remember the festival? That's upsetting. Festival customs. Watanagashi. That's what it was. I was like, Watanagashi. My brain was like fucking scrambling for... I was like, WWW. That's a custom. You could play a game of Werewolf on the night of Watanagashi. Hell, just combine the games. Combine the stories. Let's go. She was making me more suspicious than I wanted to be. This conversation wasn't nearly as exciting as the one we had last night. Well, at least I found out, yeah, because they were, talking about pissing themselves or something? They're asking, like, when's the last time you pissed your pants? Or that's a fun conversation. I agree. Well, at least I found out she didn't have a boyfriend right now. Very intriguing. Parenthetical, very intriguing. Oh, she's single? I have a chance? What a dweeb. Okay, it was nearly... Oh god, this guy. Alright, it was nearly noon when Takumi-san came back, ending my waiting game. Side note, the door was fully open the entire time we waited. It was probably Chami's way of saying that nothing bad was happening here. Man, bikes sure are heavy, eh? Ain't as heavy as the boar I caught last year. I really didn't expect them to just carry it here. Like, sure, there were two of them, but just how much mass do you have to haul a 200-kilogram piece of metal so easily? The unpaved road and the river made my sweet ride really damn muddy. How did you bring it up the cliff? There's a pulley. We bring stuff up from the bottom every now and then. Oi, Takumi. That's a secret. Pin that in your mind. The pulley system. Retrieve something dangerous, dark, secret. Oh yeah, now's not the time for that. Hey, think that thing's alright? Looks pretty damn wet. I'm not sure. I'll check. I'll leave the rest to you then. Old man, this took longer than I thought it would. It fine if I do the sharpening tomorrow? I saw them all for the loud thank you. Now then. Need help? I'll see what I can do by myself first. The worst part of the repairs is right at the beginning. I wanted to start by washing it, but that old lady, Tai Yamawaki was her full name, got really mad at me. Sorry. She didn't want any Saranaga mud on the ground here because it was corrupt or something. But this plaza was only placed with easy access to a water supply tap, so I did my best and convinced her to let me wash it as close to the edge as possible. Once it was clean, I could start checking what was wrong with it. It actually looked pretty good. vent in places, sure, but the wash got rid of the bad sound the wheels made. The only problem was that both tires were flat. And it was a pretty big one.
道具とか持ってきてないの？
You didn't bring tools? No.
普通バイク旅行とかって持ってくるもんじゃないの？
Aren't you supposed to whenever you go on a bike trip? Alright, Judgy Chiemi. What the fuck you want me to do? Just always have tools on me? In my backpack? Riding? Come on, Judgy Judy over here.
いざとなればロードサービス呼べばいいかな的なノリだったんで。
I just thought I could call road service and they'd do all the work.
不準備。
So unprepared.
いや、返す言葉もない。正直やけくそで出発したから冷静でもなかったのかも。
I have no excuse. Honestly, I was having a moment when I went out. Didn't think things through.
お？事情を聞いてほしそう。
Oh, can I ask what happened?
彼女に振られたんだよ。
My girlfriend left me. Ooh. Hurts.
なんか嘘っぽいな。
That seems like a lie. It wasn't. It wasn't.
それはともかく。
Oh, it hurts.
パンク修理道具か。
My heart. In any case, anywhere I could get tools to fix the flat tire?
野里屋敷ならあるかもしれないな。
There might be some in the Nosato mansion.
野里屋敷？
Nosato mansion?
安水で一番大きなお家。野里屋敷にないものは安水にはないよ。
Yup, it's the biggest place in Yasumizu. If you can't find something there, you won't find it anywhere else in the village.
なるほど。じゃあそこの人にお願いしに行こう。
I see. Well, let's give it a shot.
実はあんまり会うのはおすすめできないんだけど、背に腹は変えられないか。
I don't really recommend meeting the guy, but I can't think of any other ideas.
また偉い人が登場？
Someone important again?
その上ちょっと人格的にね。
Yep, and he's kind of messed up to boot. Oh, I love messed up people. And so, we walked up the hill and arrived at the so-called Nosato mansion. From what I could tell, it was located at the highest point in the settlement. And, like Chiemi said, it was definitely a hell of a building. It had an elegant western design, which would probably look even better if the place were better maintained. The yard was overgrown and the building itself was pretty much buried in ivy and small trees. If someone told me it was cursed, I'd instantly believe them. Did people actually live here?
インターホン生きてるかな？
I wonder if the intercom works. She pressed the button next to the aged iron gate. Yasumisu was a quiet place, so I could easily hear the bell ring inside.
もう一度押そうか？
Should we try again?
やめとこ。何度も鳴らすと心象悪いから。
Let's not. We'll piss him off.
そんなに気難しい人なの？
Hope like a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory like guy comes out. Moody guy, huh?
そうね。気難しい。いい表現だ。
Moody? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I wasn't sure what she meant, but I opted to just wait rather than ask more questions. Soon enough, the person in question walked out of the mansion. Oh. Not as exciting as I was hoping. What is it? Who are you? He wasn't young, but he didn't look middle-aged either. He certainly looked high-strung, that much was sure. Hello, Nosato-san. It's Serizawa. I know you, Chiemi Serizawa. I'm asking the young man with you.
春明さん、こちら野里清之助さん。清之助さん、事故車の久石春明さんです。
Haruaki-san, this is Kiyonosuke Nosato-san. This is Haruaki Fusaishi. He got into an accident. That introduction was the briefest one yet. What? What? I explained the situation again. He furrowed his brow when I mentioned the Saranaga, in addition to the reason we were here.
というわけで、早々にここから出ていくためにも、修理道具をお持ちだったら貸していただけないかと。
So, I need repair tools so I can get out of here as soon as possible.
タイヤはチューブですかね。
Are the tires tubeless? Huh?
一応パッチもあるがね。チューブタイヤだったら素人には難しいんじゃないのか。できるならいいがね。
I have patches, but I think fixing tubeless tires would be a bit too much for an amateur. Though, there's no problem if you aren't.
ああ、チューブがバーストしてたら交換するしかないが、替えはさすがに持っておらんよ。譲る義理もないがね。
Oh, but if the tube bursts, you'd have no choice but to change it. I don't have any spares here, obviously. And I wouldn't give them if I did. Alright, grumpy.
ちょっとそのあたりあんまり詳しくないまま乗っちゃったんで。
Sorry, but I'm not too knowledgeable about that.
ちょっと話にならんね。おとなしく何十万だかの勉強料を払って拾ってもらうのをおすすめしよう。
What a waste of time. I recommend spending however many thousands you need to have repairmen come and pick you up. Ugh, I had no retort to that.
野里さん、多分ですけど、今の時期これ以上よその車がここに入るとか良くないんじゃないです？
Oh, but Nosato-san, I don't think we can have any more outsiders come here right now.
はあ？君は間違いりだろう。未だにそんなもの信じてるのかね？
Huh? Haven't you been to a proper city? Don't tell me you still believe that nonsense.
私はともかくじいさまばあさま方がちょっとここ数日やたら外来者多いですし。
I'd be fine with it, but I doubt the elders would be. We've had too many visitors these past few days.
安水の連中の事情は知らんよ。私にどうしろと？え？油まみれになってパンク修理しろと？
I don't care what you Yasumizu peasants think. What do you expect me to do anyway? Fix the tires myself and get oil all over me? Get my hands dirty?
藤吉の長者として困ってるマロードを助けるのにお力添えをいただけないかと。
Oh, I never suggest that. I just think that Fujiyoshi village head should help a troubled visitor.
困った時だけ長者を頼るのではなく、安水流のもてなしでもしたらどうかね。崖から突き落とすんだったか？
How about instead of relying on me only when it's convenient, you just give him a traditional Yasumizu welcome. You know, throw him off the cliff? Whoa, what the hell?
いや、そんな言っちゃダメですよ。
Come on, you can't say that. Chimi's tone was slightly off. I could feel a bit of irritation behind her words.
本当、お恥ずかしい限りなんですが、なんとかしてみるんで、道具だけ貸してもらえませんか？
I know it might be a bother, but can you at least lend me the tools?
なんだと？
What?
道具やらキットやら仮に入るだけで、作業は別のところでしますから。もちろん、お代は払います。
I'll just borrow them. You don't hear or see me work. I can even pay.
まあ構わんがね。下手に物を破損させたりしたら弁償してもらうぞ。学生だか知らんが、きっちりしてもらう。
Well, I don't mind that much, but I want compensation for anything you break. Student or not, I'll have you act proper. Then he pointed me to the garage and walked back to the mansion.
いやー、なんとかならない気がしてきた。チューブがバーストってなんだろう。
Man, I thought we were screwed there. The hell's a burst tube?
春明さんかっこ悪。
Wow, that's so lame.
バイク乗りならスパナ一本で何でも修理してみせろと。
What? You think every biker can fix a bike by just bashing it with a wrench or something?
まあわかりませんけど、なんかそういうメカに強い感じ？出したらグッとくる女は多いので。
I don't know, but aren't there a lot of girls who are into try that again. I don't know, but aren't there a lot of girls who are into guys good with cars and stuff?
じゃあ野里氏にはグッときたと。
Oh, so you're into Nosatoshi.
いやー、どうせ知ったかぶりだから。あの人多分自分じゃ整備もできないよ。
Nope.
筋金入りの占り病炭だし。
Nope, he's just acting like he's smart. He's probably never repaired a thing in his life. Guy's not nearly as experienced as he'd have you think.
じゃあなぜバイクの整備用品なんて？
Huh? Then why does he have bike repair stuff?
野里屋敷は上富士吉にある野里家のもっと大きいお屋敷からいらないものを運んで置いとくような場所らしくてね。
The Nosato Mansion is basically the Yasumisu branch of the I want to say Nosotros. Nosato family. Their main mansion is in Kami Fujiyoshi. Whatever they don't need there, they send over here.
5、6年前に清之助さんが単車買ってもらったけど、ろくに乗りこなせなくてお蔵入りにしたとか聞いたことある。
I heard Kiyonosuke-san was given a car 5 or 6 years ago, but he couldn't drive it at all, so it's been gathering dust ever since. Damn, that was a countryside for you. Couldn't hide your shame if your life depended on it. Anyway, I now knew that the man was the condescending, pretentious type. He still helped me out, though, and it was true I didn't know much about bike repairs, so couldn't really get mad.
さ、そうと決まれば使えそうなものは全部持ち出してやろうぜ。
Anyway, let's just take everything that looks like it could be useful.
さながら山賊のごとく乗った。
Like bandits, huh? I'm in.
私邪魔じゃないかな。
Sure I'm not bothering you?
いや、適当に話してないと気がめいるんで、相槌打ってくれるだけでも助かる。
I'd feel down without anyone to talk to. Just keep chatting with me. It helps. The instructions that came with the repair kit told me that my bike's tires were a rather difficult type to repair. Apparently, I had to remove the tires, but where did I even start with that? Well, as long as I didn't break it, nothing I did could be worse than having to call road service down here, so I just tried taking it apart. But as I removed whatever nuts I could, I made the situation even worse than it was. Yeah, this really wasn't a job for an amateur.
お兄さん大変そうね。ちえみちゃんもよかったら食べてね。
No, stop trying to feed me food. You seem to be having a rough time. You can eat this too, Chami-chan. No. No food from you, apparently. Don't trust you.
ありがとうございます。
Wow, thank you.
なんか大元になってんな。機械つうのはやっぱダメだな。
Well, this looks serious. Man, machines are just no good.
まあ壊れさえしなきゃ文明の利器は便利だけどね。
Hey, the benefits of culture are great as long as they don't break. Munch, munch.
日暮れまでに治りそうかい？
Think you can fix it for sundown?
厳しいかも。最悪なんとかするから安心して。ばあちゃん。
That might be hard. Don't worry though. Worst comes to worst, I'll do something. Munch, munch. I really appreciate how she handled the visitors in my stead.
なあ、知恵ね。バイクって免許簡単に取れんの？
Hey, Jenny, is it hard to get a bike license?
どうだろう。原付なら簡単よ。私も持ってるし。
I don't know. I know that scooter licenses are easy. I have one myself. Munch, munch.
中型大型の二輪は結構めんどいよ。普通免許取るのと同じ学科講習もあるし。バイク好きなのかい？
Mid-sized bike licenses are pretty hard to get. You even need to take a course, just like with cars. You like bikes?
ああ、関係ねえだろ。ちなみにそれいくらすんだよ。
The hell? What's the matter to you? How much was that anyway?
これは新車で80万くらいかな。
800,000 yen? Brand new?
たっけはたっけバカどうやって貯めんだよ。
This guy's too much. Holy shit, what the hell? That's way too high. You an idiot or what? How'd you get that much?
まあバイトとか頑張ったから。
Part-time jobs and all that?
そんな新車が事故ってなんて。春脇さん、気の毒。
If you got it into an accident, poor Haruka-san. Bunch, bunch.
ちえみ先生、さっきから気にはなってたんだけど、差し入れ、僕の分は？
Chami-sensei, if I may ask, what happened to my share of the food?
先生思わず全部食べちゃった。春脇さん気の毒。
Oh no, I ate it all. Poor Haruaki-san. I didn't want sympathy from the one responsible. As I told her off for not leaving me any food, I somehow removed the tires. I can only hope I'd be able to fix this up. I'd had this thing for less than a month, but the trouble it was putting me through made it feel somewhat dear to me. I wanted to fire it up again and make it go as fast as it could. Suddenly, I heard an engine. It felt like it was mocking me. Hold on. An engine? Here? I stopped working and turned around to see an unfamiliar van drive into the plaza. Barring the classic-looking piece of junk in Nosato's garage, this was the first time I'd seen a car here. As far as I knew, no one living here actually owned a running car, so... These are the journalists I told you about. I knew it. Once the van stopped, a lady stepped out of it. Hello! Oh, she's pretty. God! This guy... Immediately, first thing he ever thinks of is seeing anyone. He's like, oh, how attractive are they? Tragic. Actually tragic. Hello. I'll be bothering you again today. Your new face. Hello. My name's Haruaki Bike Crash. Don't be so hard on yourself. Crap. That was no time for an inside joke. I quickly introduced myself properly. Oh, the joke being that he said he bike crashed because she always introduced him as the guy who crashed his bike. Okay. It was a good one. I quickly introduced myself properly. At first I thought it was that he was just thinking of the bike or whatever, or the crash, and he was stumbling over his words because he's like, hubba hubba hubba, a girl, a woman. I just lost my relationship. I'm single, by the way. I crashed not too far away, so I'm stuck here for the time being. I see. So you're a student. Sorry about the trouble you're going through. Oh, and this is me. The woman gave me her business card. Hisako Mamiya, a freelance writer. Her pen name was Kyuko Hausu. Have you ever read Kyuko Hausu's articles? Sorry. I don't know how to read. Figured. I'm not a big name yet, and the magazines I do get printed in are marketed for housewives and the elderly. That's some pretty intense competition. What do you write anyway? Food reviews. I specialize in unusual dishes. Like the foulest smelling canned food in the world or something? Yep, well, your usual brand of weirdness doesn't attract much attention these days, so I'm looking for minor culinary oddities local to Japan. I'm trying to tell what her necklace is. Is it a horseshoe? Is it for like the good luck symbol horseshoe kind of thing? Or is she into horses? Is she a horse girl? Anyway, if you know any weird dishes from your hometown, do tell me. I'd travel the length of Japan to give it a try. A student from the lab I frequented once made pork miso soup with a mushroom we found on campus. We had mass hallucinations and... No flashes of brilliance or poisons, please. As we chatted, I became curious. By the way, weren't there two of you? Yes, I'm here with a partner. He just needs some time to... Oh, there he is. There's something weird about when sprites like fade away like that. It leaves like their facial features or something like to fade away. And it leaves like, every time I catch it like in the corner of my eye because I'm looking at the text. And then like their facial features like remain last, and it's like weird like eyes and mouth just like as they fade away. I can't tell if that's like intentional design decision and it's like supposed to kind of be eerie, or it's just a weird thing I'm noticing. I looked at the van and became completely awestruck. It felt like the van had shed its skin or something. That made no sense, but seriously, how did this fit in there? Whoa, another mountain of a man. Look at this guy. That's a man. Look at that camera. Look at that vest. He was gargantuan. Takumi-san was something, but this man was on the level of a foreign heavyweight wrestler. Though, unlike Takumi-san, this man was primarily fat rather than muscle. Okay, well, sure. You know, you still beat your ass probably, bike man. As he walked out of the driver's seat, the van shook wildly.
写真家の橋本雄大さんよ。こちらは私よりもっとずっと有名。
Yudai Hashimoto-san, a photographer. He's way more famous than me.
オールラウンドでご活躍中で、写真はきっと気づかないうちに何枚か目にしてるはずよ。
He works in all sorts of fields. I imagine you've seen some of his photos without even knowing it. Oh, is he the strong, silent type? I didn't know much about photography, but I was definitely convinced. There was a certain kind of authority or gravity around him. He wasn't saying a word, and I couldn't tell what he was thinking.
どうもはじめまして。Fusaishi Haruaki です。
Nice to meet you. I'm Haruaki Fusaishi. Was he even alive?
どうも。
Hello. After a strange pause, he slowly bowed like the moving mountain he was, and greeted me with a voice like a titan. He seemed somewhat difficult to interact with.
今日で最終日でしたっけ？
This is your last day here, isn't it?
ええ。オリレさんが秘蔵の獅子慣れを開けてくださるってことなので。
Yes, Oribe-san said she'd let me try her prized Shishinare. Shishinare? I'm unfamiliar. I'm gonna look it up. I'm curious. I can't find anything. Okay, I don't know what, I didn't want to click into it, but when I just typed in Shishinare into Google, it didn't immediately come with like a dish or something, but it did pull up a like our visual novels Reddit thread of some sort, and I was like, huh, strange. Okay, well, I'm not gonna click into that on the potential that this food is apparently might be a big spoiler somehow. I don't know. Oh god, I don't know what. Okay. Urisan said she let me try her prize, but also we already know that we were told don't eat her food or whatever. Wasn't that like a thing? I mean,
よその人に耐えられるかな?
outsiders don't eat her food. Oh shit! And she also intentionally ate all the food. Maybe she did that on purpose. She was protecting me. Oh my god, I'm already opening up everything. Outsiders can't eat the local food for whatever reason. It's already happening. It's already unraveling. Something's already happening. I'm already figuring out everything. Everything has been spoiled for me just because I typed up a dish because I wanted to know what a food was. Oh god. The worst thing's happening. I've already figured something out. It's all about the food. Don't eat the food. Outsiders can't do it. We thought she was just a pig eating all the food, but she handled it because she knew I couldn't take it. Uh-oh. We're in part 1 of the series. Danger. Danger. It's all making too much sense. I don't know what it actually means or anything. The food. But we already knew. Okay, so on the chance that maybe it's a huge spoiler, I don't know. But like, we already knew she was like, already said, like there was already suspicion around her being like, don't eat the food. And she was acting like that. So our our senses were already like on alert. And now I'm just putting it together. Now she's saying like, I don't know if an outsider can handle it. Something's happening.
まあ胃薬も持ってきてるから大丈夫でしょ
Whatever. Heh, heh, heh. I have my stomach medicine. I'm sure I'll be fine. And so, Mamiya she and Hashimoto she walked off to the dining hall. Struggled with that there. Who would have thought that such a beauty was a delicacy hunter? God, keep it in your pants, man. I had to admit that Gap was kind of charming. This guy. As intrigued as I was, I couldn't waste any more time. I had to fix my bike already. What the fuck? Whoa! A fucking gremlin! A lot of things had surprised me here in Yasumitsu, but nothing as much as this.
もしもし
Hello? No reaction. At first glance, he looked like a poor man too senile to think and perceive properly.
何かご用ですか
You need something from me? I made sure to speak as clearly as possible. It didn't look like he understood. I figured it was best to just ignore him and resume the repairs, but...
Good.
They're coming! I looked at him again. He was still just standing there like his soul and brain had left his body. A vacant stare, yellowed eyes, half-open mouth covered in saliva.
Good.
Coming! He spoke again.
何が来るんです
What's coming? What? His voice was too hoarse to make out.
何ですって
Come again? I placed my hand against my ear. He finally understood what I wanted and prepared to whisper something. I brought my ear closer and...
狼が来るぞ
The wolf is coming! The sudden shout caught me completely off guard and made me fall to the ground. He looked down at me, laughing. He clapped and opened his half-toothless mouth into a wide smile.
狼が来るぞ狼が来るぞ
The wolf is coming! The wolf is coming! He bent his body in a weird way, laughed like he was convulsing, turned around, and just left.
春明さん遅かったか
Haruaki-san! Oh, I'm too late. Chiemi had joined the journalist and only just came back.
何が遅かったと
Late for what?
おじいちゃん知らない人にはああやっていたずらするんだよ
Gramps over there loves messing around with strangers like that.
えあれちえみちゃんの
Wait, that's your grandpa?
いやいや本名は知らないんだ昔から休みずにいるおじいちゃんだけど昔からあんな感じ
No. I don't even know his name. He's been in Yasumitsu forever, and he's always like that.
ボケてるというかちょっとおかしいのかあの人
It felt less like he was just messing around and more like he's a bit touched.
うんみんな狼じじいって呼んでるけどね
Yep, everyone calls him the old man who cried wolf. Named after the boy who cried wolf, I assume. Doesn't work as well though.
狼
Wolves, huh? As far as I knew, there was no wild wolves in Japan. Oh, there used to be, but after last sighting in either the Meiji or Showa era, they've been considered extinct here. Modern Japan's image of wolves came from Western fairy tales and the like. It wasn't linked to anything in our culture or life. Even the boy who cried wolf was a Western tale. Did his brand of insanity make him repeat the tale or something? A bit weirded out by the circumstances, I went back to repairing my bike. After a bit more time, I somehow took off the rubber from the tires and removed the tubes. Both tires were pierced by some really rusty nails. Fuck, this kind of stuff only happened at the worst of times. Then, I applied the patches and filled them with air using a manual pump. I wet the tubes. There were no bubbles, meaning no air was leaving them. Things were looking good. Yawn! After the high schoolers came back from school and passed by, no one else stopped to talk. Shammy was looking a bit bored now.
なんとかなりそうかも。
I think I got it.
嘘。あんなにダメっぽかったのに。
Seriously? But it all seems so hopeless.
悪かったね。まあ、これを組み立て直すって大仕事が残ってるけど。
Well, sorry. Though I still need to rebuild this. It's gonna be a lot of work.
それが終わったら出発できそう？
And you'll be able to leave then?
そうだね。長居するとまずそうなのはよくわかったし。
Yeah, believe me. I know I shouldn't stay here long. I can take a hint.
そう、よかった。
That's great. She didn't seem to care that much. Guess I had no chance with her, huh? Darn. Fuck.
もう何時間も缶を詰めっぱなしでしょ？大丈夫？
How did he put
疲
this?
れてない？
Okay, yeah. What a guy. Okay. You've been at this for hours. How are you holding up? Need a break?
昼食休憩の機会が誰かさんに奪われたこともあってね。
Well, it'd be better if a certain someone didn't take away my lunch break.
代わりにクラッカーをあげたじゃないですか。
Hey, I gave you some crackers, didn't I? Like that was enough to sate a guy in his mid-20s.
まあ、僕は大丈夫。もう一頑張りする。君ももう行っていいよ。大体の人とは顔合わせしたような気がするし。
Still, I'm pretty fine. I'll push forward a bit more. You can go if you want. I've been introduced to just about everyone here.
多分あと2人会ってない人がいるかな。
There's 2 people you haven't met yet. Really? Well, there's no real need to, right?
もうちょっといるよ。どうせ暇だから帰ってきたわけだし、することもないし。
I'll stay around a bit longer. I came back here because I was bored and it's not like I'm busy.
52人の男友達と遊ぶ選択肢はなかったの？
Couldn't you play around with your 52 guy friends?
全言撤回。暇したいから帰ってきたの。街暮らしは面倒も多くて。52人からのメール攻めとかさ。
I take it back. I came back because I wanted to be bored. Living in the city is so annoying and tiring, especially with 52 guys texting you all the time.
そっか。
Oh.
ごめん。52人は嘘。
Sorry, I lied about the 52 guys.
なんでそんな嘘を？
Why?
春明さんに対する牽制？
What, you couldn't tell that that was obvious joke that she had? Like, this guy's like, oh, 52 other suitors. Cause I wanted to keep you in check, I guess? Why would she pull a tactic like that only to reveal her hand?
ねえ、彼女に振られたっ
This
て
guy can't
本当？
get a joke, take a joke. Pathetic. Hey, did you really get dumped by your girlfriend? And now she asked me that.
本当だって。
I did. Honest.
そっか。
I see. Well, after that relentless assault, it wouldn't be fair unless I played my own card.
なんならこれ乗っていく？
Wanna come with?
え、これって2人乗りなんだ。
Huh? It's a two-seater?
もちろん。一応タンデム用のヘルメットも吊るしてきてるし、まだ乾いてないけど。
Yeah, there's even an extra helmet. It's not dry yet, though.
僕はこのままここを出ていくから、その便でちえみちゃんも外に出るのが都合良ければってことになるけど。
I'm obviously leaving soon, so unless you have something planned, you can join me.
ついでにロングツーリングしてみる？時間さえあればどこへだって行くよ。
We can even go on a bike tour. If we have enough time, I can take you anywhere. Flexible, open to fine-tuning, wild and charming. This was a good date invitation, if I said so myself.
いいね、素敵。都合、問題ないよ。
That sounds great, and I have no plans. Oh?
じゃあ、荷物まとめてくるね。
I'll go get my stuff then. Shammy smiled and turned around to head to her place. She then looked back at me and...
急いだ方がいいよ。ちえみさんの気が変わらないうちにね。
You should hurry before I change my mind.
はいはい。
Yeah.
もちろん。
Sure. Well, that made me motivated. This was one tiring trip, but at least I met someone good along the way. I just forget... Can't get over this guy. I just forget everything I didn't want to remember while on the road with her. I could only hope that clever girl and I would eventually grow closer. With that ulterior motive in mind, I resumed rebuilding the bike. Alright, we're getting an autosave there. So I'm gonna give it a good old, I'm gonna give it a good old save because I do want to get to playing some Cocoon for at least like an hour or so. I wanted to do that. And I've got something going on later tonight, so I need to give myself a little bit of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and save, and we'll definitely come back to this game. I mean, we're in it for the long haul at this point, for sure. Can't wait. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to play a game of Werewolf. Or not. You know what? We don't have to play a game of Werewolf. I'm vibing here. She seems cool. I'm playing as a dork who's got like pretty much a single track mind, it seems. Can't take good jokes. You know? Everyone kind of hates him in some way or fashion, which is honestly seems fair. I'm in for a fun time. There must be something wrong with the food in the village. Something's going on. Something's going on. I'm gonna throw BRB up. I'll get the new game, or I'll get Cocoon kind of switched over. I'm gonna go get some water and stuff, and we'll get Cocoon, like I said, for probably not long, but for just like an hour and a half maybe at max, and then we'll call it a Saturday. So I'll be back shortly. Be back in a few minutes.